Winter is upon us, and the boys of Caribou County have divided their attention between the mats and the hardwood. Tonight, we put our focus onto the basketball court for another thrilling edition of Caribou County basketball. It doesn't matter if you put on the red and black of Soda Springs, the red and gray of Grace, or the purple of North Gem. When it comes to Caribou County basketball, the Bear is colorblind in its coverage, bringing you every dive into the bench, every shot from the outside, and every pass to the paint, as the boys of the county fight, scratch, and claw their way towards the hope of an appearance at the state tournament. It's boys basketball in Caribou County right now on KBRV 800 The Bear and online at mylocalradio.com. Sports on KBRV are brought to you by Sanders Furniture, Reed's Plumbing and Heating, Monsanto, Silver Star Communications, and by Cook Brothers Broadcasting. Now, let's turn our attention to the court as we send it to the voice of Caribou County, Caleb Burgraff.
And welcome everybody to the home of American Falls and the Beavers, as right now on the court the JV game is going on. About 3 minutes, 27 seconds left to go in the JV game between the Soda Springs Cardinals and the American Falls Beavers, as the Cardinals well in hand, 62-37. They are on top of the Beavers and just got a rebound. We'll continue on with our pregame show right now, though, as if you are getting set for the varsity game, it could be a good one, it could be a bad one. That's kind of the way that this thing has been looking for these two teams. The Cardinals coming into this game with a little bit of a bump on their record, as they've lost 2 of their last 3 games, albeit road games against some very difficult teams, including Sugar Salem, who is a team that is going to be looking at being one of the top teams in the state this year. They got a win against a tough South Fremont team that's the defending 3A state champions, and they also lost to Snake River, which is a team that is continually looking to be a state championship contender at the 3A level from this District 5 that they're going to about to march into as well with American Falls and the Beavers. So a tough schedule for the Soda Springs Cardinals has gotten them to this point. For American Falls and the Beavers, though, they are sitting in this contest coming into it 0-6, but 2 of those losses came to Buell, a very, very difficult team for them to go up against and compete against, and 2 more of their losses have come against 2 District 5 teams from the 2A level. So you don't really know where this team is going to be at. They've been in most of their games, but they have not necessarily had the consistency that head coach Aaron Bland really is looking for from his team so far. And he says that his best hopes have come from his freshmen and his JV teams and his sophomores and his freshmen he's been putting out there. And speaking of sophomores, there are 3 sophomores on the varsity squad, and all 3 of them are going to get good minutes tonight for this American Falls squad, as Ethan Nybar, James Ramsey, and Colton Adamson will all be and play pivotal roles for American Falls and the Beavers in tonight's contest. And we hope that this one turns into a little bit better game than the JV squad has been able to put forth. A 64-37 lead right now for Soda Springs and the Cardinals, as they are almost there, 10 points away from doubling up American Falls and the Beavers here in this JV squad with 2 minutes and 9 seconds left to go. We're going to take a break. When we come back, we will bring you our standout student, brought to you by Caribou Motor Rewind, as we continue on here from American Falls High School in American Falls, Idaho on KBRV 800 The Bear, with live video streaming online at mylocalradio.com.
Checking in for the Beavers, 0.
There's an organization in southeast Idaho whose wildlife conservation efforts have been commended by the Rocky Mountain Elk Foundation, the Idaho Fish and Wildlife Foundation, and the North American Moose Foundation. Who is this organization? It's Monsanto. While Monsanto is honored by the recognition they receive, their ongoing dedication to the environment is its own reward for all of us. Monsanto. Imagine.
Today, my new dad and I shot off a rocket in the park.
Today, my new son and I failed to shoot off a rocket.
The rocket launched into the air.
And then crashed into the pond.
I'll never forget that day.
I'll never forget that day, even if I tried.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of kids in foster care will take you just as you are. For more information on how you can adopt, visit adoptuskids.org. A public service announcement from the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, Adopt U.S. Kids, and the Ad Council.
Here's a look at your Lalaton's food specials for the week of December 17th through the 30th. We start off with a ribeye holiday roast for $6.89 a pound. They also have frozen bone-in half spiral hams for $1.27 a pound. And don't forget about their holiday New York roast for $4.99 a pound as well. If you're looking for some delicious veggies, go ahead and grab one of their 2-pound packages of baby carrots for $2.49. They also have grape tomatoes for $1.99 for every 10.5-ounce package. That's your Lalaton's food specials in Soda Springs.
Would your business survive a disaster? Nearly 2/3 of businesses aren't prepared for an emergency, and 40% of businesses that experience a disaster never recover. Make an emergency plan now before it's too late. For a free online tool that helps you develop an emergency plan to keep your business up and running should disaster strike, visit ready.gov/business. Brought to you by the Federal Emergency Management Agency, the American Red Cross, and the Ad Council.
Welcome back into the Cardinal pregame show. Time now for us to jump into our Caribou Motor Rewind standout student. We sat down with senior Borden Mickelson. We'll be back with his comments right after this on this presentation of Soda Springs Cardinal basketball on KBRV 800 The Bear with live video streaming online at mylocalradio.com.
For the past 32 years, the team at Caribou Motor Rewind has been specializing in pumps and electric motors, including domestic pumps for house wells. Offering parts and service, they have everything you need. The team at Caribou Motor Rewind thanks everyone in southeastern Idaho for your business and congratulates area high school students on their hard work and dedication to schoolwork and to sports. Caribou Motor Rewind, 198 North Hooper, Soda Springs. Stop in today.
Welcome back into the pregame show. Today, the Cardinals are going to be taking on American Falls and the Beavers. Tip-off was set for 7:30. We're already a little bit delayed with the varsity game coming up. This segment of the pregame show is where we visit with our standout student, and this time it's senior Borden Mickelson, and we'll have his comments right now presented by Caribou Motor Rewind in Soda Springs, Idaho.
Caleb Burgraff here with senior Borden Mickelson, who is a student at Soda Springs High School in Borden. How's the senior year been going for you so far?
It's been going right. Haven't failed any classes yet.
That's always a goal to shoot for, is not to fail in your senior year. What classes are you taking this year?
I'm taking several. I think a few of my favorite classes would have to be my Intro to College math and chemistry, along with my programming class.
Are you trying to get into some of those classes for college degrees so you can kind of get some of that taken care of before you have to go up to that next level?
Yeah, I plan to go into programming for college, probably with a little bit of math in there.
When you look at some of those things, what draws you into programming? What made you want to get into that as one of your focuses?
I love to be able to be creative and make whatever I want to, and program is a really good way to do that, especially with computers where there's not very many limits on what you can do.
There definitely is a good field for it as well right now. What about the teachers in the school? Who's your favorite teacher to work with right now?
There's several teachers which I admire. Probably one of the best is Mr. McMurray.
I've heard his name tossed out a lot. What do you enjoy about him? What makes his classes fun?
His class environment is just totally different from others in that he is very interested in making you learn, and he's interested in your future.
When you look at a teacher in general, outside of him, what makes a good teacher to you? What makes the learning atmosphere better when a teacher does certain things?
I find that a teacher who is very personable is a good teacher because they seem to care about you and your future and your ability to learn, and they care about you as a person.
Now you've only got one more semester left after this semester in your senior year. Are you nervous about moving on? Are you nervous about what's next?
I'm kind of nervous because I have to step out in that big world out there, but it might be okay.
I know one of the other things that you said that you were planning on doing is going on a mission. Now, obviously, you can't choose where you go on a mission to, but if you had to choice, where would be one place that you're really interested in going to?
Probably somewhere in eastern United States. I've always been interested in going over there somewhere.
So you'd rather stay in country than out of country?
Yep. I don't find foreign languages to be too easy.
Nah, I don't think a lot of people do. When you go to college, have you given any thought as to what college you'd like to go to, and after your mission's all said and done, what college might accept you?
There are a couple colleges I'm looking at. One is probably Utah State, just because they're very broad in what they offer. And another college which specializes in programming and video games, that sort of thing. would be the University of Advancing Technology.
One final question for you, and that's thinking about Soda Springs High School, all the years that you've been here. What's your favorite thing about being a Cardinal? What was your favorite experience, and what made this school enjoyable to go to?
I feel that the school is small enough that you're able to make friends with almost anyone you want, and it's not a very hostile situation. You could go out and do anything you want without being attacked for anything.
Borden, thank you so much again for taking the time to talk with us. Good luck on the rest of your senior year, and hopefully it turns into a good one for you, and good luck on your mission as well.
Yep, I hope so too.
Thank you again to senior Borden Mickelson from Soda Springs High School, as he was our standout student today. Brought to you by the fine folks over at Caribou Motor Rewind. You're tuned into the Cardinal pregame show, and when we come back, we're going to talk with the coach of the American Falls Beavers, and Aaron Bland, who is a former player at the University of Tennessee, talking with him, as well as a man who has coached at the college ranks as well over in Tennessee. So we're going to have his words and thoughts on what his team needs to do. On the other side of this, on the pregame coaches show on KBRV 800 The Bear, with live video streaming online at mylocalradio.com.
mylocalradio.com is Southwest Wyoming and Northeast Utah's top website and the best source for local area news, weather, sports, and community events. And that's not all. MyLocalRadio.com features thousands of photographs of Wyoming and Utah high school events, from speech and drama competitions to local events, sports and activities, and much more. Check it out today and see what MyLocalRadio.com has for you.
Hi, this is John Ondrasik of Five for Fighting, here for RAD, the entertainment industry's voice for road safety. You know, style is a personal thing, and your lifestyle is your business. But if you take it on the road, it becomes everybody's business. So please, plan ahead, designate before you celebrate. Friends, don't let friends drive drunk.
A public service announcement brought to you by RAD, the National Association of Broadcasters, and the Ad Council.
Cattlemen have a code of ethics. Live each day with courage. Take pride in your work. Always finish what you start. Do what has to be done. Be tough but fair. When you make a promise, keep it. Ride for the brand. Talk less and say more. Remember that some things aren't for sale, and know where to draw the line. The folks at Mound Valley Cattle Company in Thatcher, Idaho are proud of the students at Grace High School, investing in the leaders of tomorrow. The Mound Valley Cattle Company, 208-339-0614.
It may be hard to believe, but people just like you are already saving money. FeedThePig.org makes it easy. Their simple savings plan teaches you how to start saving without going overboard. So you don't need to start foraging wild berries.
I was skeptical, but these are actually pretty good.
You don't need to sell your soul to the devil.
$15 is the best I can do.
You just need FeedThePig.org. Don't get left behind. Get tips and tools at FeedThePig.org. Brought to you by the American Institute of CPAs and the Ad Council.
Welcome back out to the home of the American Falls Beavers. Caleb Burgraff here on KBRV 800 The Bear, online at mylocalradio.com. Time now for our pregame coaches show. Aaron Bland, the head coach of the American Falls Beavers, sat down to talk with us about what his team brings to the table. They're 0-6 so far on the year, but going back onto the record, they've had a couple of games that he really expected them to win. West Jefferson being one, Aberdeen being another one, and Malad being the big one. That was their last game that they had. He said that they're trying to move on from that one, and being competitive in this game would be a huge step forward for them. We'll talk more about that right now with Aaron Bland, the head coach of the American Falls Beavers, on their home for Soda Springs Cardinals basketball.
Caleb Burgraff joined here with Coach Aaron Bland from the American Falls Beavers. And Coach, the season for you guys, record-wise, it looks like it's been a little bit of an unkind season, 0-6, but there's a different story in the way things have gone out there on the games, talking to you from what you've been seeing from your team.
Yeah, I think definitely last year, if you look at our scores, there was a lot of blowouts, I guess. This year, we are definitely competing more. We're in ball games. We just haven't figured out how to win, take it up to the next step. We're competing, I think. Some games we haven't competed the whole game. Against Buell, we competed for a half, both at our place and at their place. Our boys are competing, but they haven't got to that level of where I'd like them to be right now. We definitely think we should have some wins right now, but we're where we're at, and we're going to embrace it, and there's a lot more basketball left to play this year.
One of the things, whenever you look at a team that is competitive in all their games but still hasn't been able to get that win, it's tough to keep the kids motivated through and keep their heads up when it's like that. How do you work on that with your kids and make sure that they're not looking at it as just loss after loss and looking at it as growth?
Right. Well, so we came into practice yesterday having a tough loss to Malad. We thought that was an opportunity for us to win a game, our first game of the year. We watched film on that. We talked about it as a team. Then we came into the gym, didn't talk about it anymore. Being positive with the guys, encouraging them, saying we have an opportunity the next game. Just you have to move past it. You can't dwell on it and focus on it. You got to move forward. It's just like in the game. Make a turnover, bad pass. Next play. It's always the next play.
Looking at your team, who are some of the kids that you're really looking for, and some of the kids that are really leaders when it comes to your team and what you're able to put out there on the floor?
I think our leader of our team right now is one of our seniors, Joey Morris. He doesn't score a whole lot of points, but he's the glue as far as scoring, putting up points. We have Colton Adamson, our sophomore, great shooter. Puts a lot of time in the gym, can score as well. We got guys as well as Chase Farringer. He's one of our post players. He can put up 20 points a night if he's hot. We've got Bridger Bammert, big kid, down low. Bangs really well, rebounds. So we got those three guys probably like our main guys.
Tonight's game against Soda Springs, it's a team that's really at a 500 level right now this year, but they played a lot of 3A schools. First question on that note is, when you look at a team like Soda that's played up against a lot of 3A schools, is that a benchmark that you can use as a coach to see how you're going to do against some of those schools later on down the road?
Definitely, yeah. You always compare scores with teams. Of course, matchups come to play, how teams match up. But they've definitely had a tough schedule so far, and it's impressive that they are still competing. I don't know how many boys they lost, but they went to the state championship game last year, I think, against Firth, and I was watching that today. But they're a great team, a great program. They play hard. It's going to be a tough match for them. I think if we play well, I think it could be a very good game. I think it could be a competitive game.
Final question on that is, what are you looking for a successful night tonight from your team? Obviously, the win's the number one thing to go for, but if you can't get the win, what are you going to look at tonight with a successful performance from your kids?
Being able to match Soda's intensity. They play hard. They push the ball. They play hard on defense. If we're able to match that, if we're able to take care of the ball and be in the game, that will I think help with our loss the other night. Just going out there and competing with a good team, good program, is kind of what I'm looking for.
Coach Bland, thank you so much for the time. Good luck to you and your Beavers tonight.
No problem. Thank you.
That's Coach Aaron Bland here on the pregame show, the second-year coach of the American Falls Beavers, and talking with some of the Soda Springs fans. They said that already they saw a bunch of differences in the freshman squad and the JV squad. So hopefully the varsity sees some of those changes as well, and hopefully we're on our way for a good contest as well as another Cardinal win. We'll take another break, come back. On the other side, we talk with senior Josh Balls from the Soda Springs Cardinals on KBRV 800 The Bear, and online with live video streaming at mylocalradio.com.
Whether or not you like winter, winter is upon us. There has never been a better time to convert to natural gas. Make this winter more comfortable and warm with a natural gas Lennox furnace from Reed's Plumbing and Heating in Soda Springs. The temperature outside doesn't matter. Keep your family cozy for years to come. For a new natural gas furnace, service on your existing furnace, or an in-home consultation, visit Reed's Plumbing and Heating today. 180 South 3rd East, next to the overpass. Reed's Plumbing and Heating. Natural gas worth asking for.
Whoa. The moment my son saw a redwood tree.
It's huge!
Is the moment I knew that for him,
You can't even see the top of that thing.
even the sky has no limit.
There are some moments only the forest can inspire. Find yours at discovertheforest.org. Learn about forests near you and discover cool things to do when you go. Your moment is out there. Find it at discovertheforest.org.
Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service and the Ad Council.
One stop and get everything on your list. Gas, groceries, fresh deli items, lottery tickets, and all your fish and game licenses. Patterson Quick Stop in Soda Springs is locally owned and open 7 days a week. You can check the daily lunch specials every Monday through Friday on the Patterson Quick Stop Facebook page. When you need it quick, get it at Patterson Quick Stop in Soda Springs, 111 North Hooper. Go Cardinals!
Listen, as a hiring manager, I've got to tell you, the best job candidate isn't always the typical candidate. Sometimes they're a grad of life.
Meet the grads of life.
Young adults of unique determination and experience, an ideal fit for your company in an entry-level position, internship, or mentorship. They might not have every qualification you typically look for, but they're exactly who your company needs.
Sometimes the best candidates aren't the ones you're used to.
Go to gradsoflife.org to learn how to find, cultivate, and train this great pool of untapped talent. Brought to you by the Ad Council and gradsoflife.org.
Welcome back out to the home of American Falls and the Beavers. Caleb Burgraff here on KBRV 800 The Bear and online with live video streaming at mylocalradio.com. Time now for us to jump into our final interview of the pregame show. Josh Ball is a senior leader for the 3-2 Soda Springs Cardinals. Had a chance to sit down with us and talk about what his thoughts were on how the team's been doing so far this year and a little bit about their last road trip. We'll jump into that interview right now on your home for Cardinals basketball.
Caleb Burgraff joined here with senior Josh Balls from the Soda Springs basketball team. And Josh, you guys just had a very eventful weekend. Unfortunately, the road trip did not go the way that you guys wanted it to. You went 1-2, but you played against some very tough teams. What were your thoughts overall on the way the road trip went?
I thought it was good. I thought we played as a team for a majority of the games. We just, when times when we needed to play defense or score a couple buckets, we didn't come up, but that's a learning experience, and hopefully we can do that in the future.
One of the games that you guys did come up with something big in was the South Fremont game on the road at the home of the defending 3A state champions. How big was that win and just getting some more confidence for this team as they move on in the season?
I think it was more confidence as this team is that Kyle Olson obviously hit a couple big free throws, and that any of us can help us win a game on any given night. We don't really have one solid dominant player on the team. We have 10 solid dominant players on the team, so it's just a matter of who shows up that night and who's willing to step up and win the game for us.
What were some of the emotions going through the kids during that game when you saw some of your starters fouling out? I mean, with 4 of your starters out of the game in the final couple minutes, what was the message that was being given to you guys?
Never to give up. I mean, our coaches said that if you really want this, you got to fight for it. So it's like all of our starters were getting taken out, but we have good backups. And as you can tell, one of our backups showed up and played his heart out.
Caleb Burgraff here with Josh Balls. The other 2 games were not necessarily as good of a result, but you guys had bright spots in those games. Against Snake River, you were able to come back in the second half and win the second half. Against Sugar Salem, kind of the same thing. You had a very good first quarter, very good fourth quarter, some rough quarters in between. What were some of the lessons you guys learned in those games that you need to improve on and feel like you can improve on?
We got to show up to play every game, and we can't take a play off, because then you see what happens is we get down and then it's kind of hard to fight back and win. So we gotta show up for 4 quarters or 32 minutes and play.
One of the things you guys have struggled with so far this year, almost in every game, has been your turnovers. Over 15 in every single game. What are you guys doing in practice to try and work on eliminating those and trying to calm the pace down so that you don't, not necessarily calm the pace down, but calm yourselves down so you make better decisions on the court?
Well, what we're doing in practice is we're trying to get on the same page as a team. We have a bunch of juniors and seniors and sophomores, and this is like our first year as a team playing together. So it's really just a matter of getting all on the same page and working for the same goal. But I think that we're a very fast-paced team and we want to run, and hopefully the turnovers will come down. The more the season goes on, the more we get used to playing with each other.
One final question for you, and that's a lot of road games so far for you guys this season, especially in the early going. What do you learn from those road games, and is it good to have this many road games early on in the year?
I kind of like this many road games early on in the year, because then when the later the year comes and you come to the district games and games like that, you have more home games, and obviously you play better at home. But what we learned from the road games is that you're not always going to have the momentum of the crowd on your side, and it matters of how bad you want to win the game and how big of heart you have to push past the team and the crowd that's behind them and win the game.
Josh, as always, thank you once again for the time, and good luck as you guys continue on with American Falls this week.
No problem. Thank you.
Oh, Santa, it's nice to take a minute and relax in the recliner and love seat we got from Sanders Furniture and Appliance.
Oh, yes it is.
The folks at Sanders Furniture are always so nice to work with.
This year, they are going to help me by offering Christmas Eve delivery service to customers in the Soda Springs area.
That's great, Santa.
Stop in today for the perfect gift and have it delivered Christmas Eve. Sanders Furniture and Appliance, 148 South Main, Soda Springs.
This year, firefighters will battle thousands of wildfires around the country in hopes of containing them. But a single ember that escapes can travel more than 1 mile, where it can ignite and destroy your home or community. You can't control where the ember will land, only what happens when it does. Prepare, protect, prevail. Get fire adapted. Learn simple steps you could take now to reduce wildfire damage later at fireadapted.org. A public service message brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service and the Ad Council. Learn more at fireadapted.org.
It's so pretty here.
Katie's away at college,
There's the library.
but she can still be close to her mom back home. Travis is working on a big report. High-speed internet puts a world of information at his fingertips. Silver Star Communications provides connections that help students learn and keep families close, even when they're miles apart. Get your family in touch and informed with high-speed internet from Silver Star Communications. Call today or visit silverstar.com.
Would your business survive a disaster? Nearly 2/3 of businesses aren't prepared for an emergency, and 40% of businesses that experience a disaster never recover. Make an emergency plan now, before it's too late. For a free online tool that helps you develop an emergency plan to keep your business up and running should disaster strike, visit ready.gov/business. Brought to you by the Federal Emergency Management Agency, the American Red Cross, and the Ad Council.
And we just got finished with the national anthem here at the home of the American Falls Beavers, which means it's time now for us to jump into our starting lineups for tonight's contest, as the starting lineups brought to you by Bear Lake Memorial Hospital in their home health division. As they start off with the Soda Springs Cardinals as the road team. They're going to be led off by number 2 senior Tanner Myers. He's a 6-foot senior, plays point guard for them. And Josh Ballins follows him, a 5'11 senior wearing the number 3. Number 10 is Ridge Thompson, a 5'11 junior. He is actually not in the starting lineup, so a little bit of a switch up. Will Kress will be out there in the starting lineup, wearing the number 4, a 6'2 senior. Number 20 is a 6'4 junior, Will Sims, wearing the number 20. And number 23 is a 6'4 sophomore, Henry Workman, as he rounds out the starting 5 for the Soda Springs Cardinals in tonight's contest. On the other side for the American Falls Beavers, they're going to be led off by number 1 sophomore Ethan Nybar. Number 13 is senior Joey Morris. There's number 13, has his hair tied up in a bun in the back with long hair on the court. Number 20 running out onto the court is Chase Farringer. He is a senior for the squad. Number 33 is Bridger Bammert. And number 45 wrapping it all up is sophomore Colton Adamson. That is your starting lineup for the two squads tonight, brought to you by Bear Lake Memorial Hospital Home Health in Montpelier, Idaho. Starting tip as the two teams will make it out onto the court. The American Falls Beavers wearing pure white upper tops to their uniforms with shorts with pinstripes and camo matching up between the two of them. Beavers written across the right side of the shorts, American Falls written across the front of the jersey with black numbering and lettering, and outlined in red. Cardinals wearing their traditional road blacks with red numbers and red highlights around in white. And the opening tip is going to be won over by Soda Springs. Josh Balls takes the basketball away from Bammer and then watches as Tanner Myers throws the ball out of bounds, and Soda Springs turns their first possession over to American Falls and the Beavers. It'll be brought forward by the Beavers, and taking the point is going to be Ethan Nybar. He comes to the right side. Morris holds the ball over his head, goes to his left. Top of the key, passes it off now. Adamson gives the ball off to the corner. Taking it there once again and driving around as Nybar. Gives off to Morris, who goes in but travels with the ball and turns it back over to Soda Springs and the Cardinals, where they're going to get their possession back and have a chance to open up with the scoring here in this contest. As Josh Balls takes the point, full court pressure being loosely applied. Trap tried at half court. Cardinals break it easily. Will Sims takes it underneath the basket, finds Tanner Myers top of the key. He drives into the lane, floats one up with the right hand, counted in the foul. Tanner Myers with a great drive, able to draw the contact. He'll have a free throw coming up. And the foul is going to be called. Check and see who the number that they whistled this one on. A little bit slow getting it up onto the board. Goes on the junior Bridger Bammer. So Myers will step up to the free throw line. And the senior, with the chance of mind coming from the bench, will knock home the free throw. And the Cardinals take a 3-0 lead in the first 30 seconds. 7:28 to go on the scoreboard as the ball goes over into Adamson. He goes back up top and dribbled around. It'll be taken back to Adamson, right side wing. He goes back around to his left, cuts through a double team, almost has the ball poked away from him. Now the sophomore cuts into the lane, goes outside to Morris before going out to the top of the key. Bammert cuts it back up to Nybar, up around the half-court line, and he'll dribble the ball back out for the Beavers to reset the offense. Right side, a pass to Adamson, loses his man to Myers, pucks up a three, can't get it to go, and the rebound is going to be saved by Henry Workman, but right into the hands of American Falls. Then they'll turn it right back over underneath the basket. Workman hits the deck, and then is going to be called out of bounds on the baseline. So the two teams trade a turnover there, and it will be back over to American Falls and the Beavers, as they'll look to inbound from underneath their own baseline. Adamson with the ball, brings it around and drives into the lane himself, tries to go reverse on the left side of the hoop, can't get it to go. Rebound pulled in by Josh Balls. He's going to be stripped away underneath the basket. A shot goes up by Nybar, but it's going to be after a foul was committed and then hastily rejected into the hardwood behind the basket. Will Sims will pick up his first foul. Cardinals have 3 turnovers already as that bug continuing to plague them, as the ball is going to be inbounded to Adamson, right corner. Brings it back around near the top of the key. Has it stripped away. Tanner Myers with the steal. The senior trying to hold off the sophomore. He's going to be fouled from behind. Adamson hounding him all the way down the court. Tanner gets his first steal of the game, and the Cardinals have a chance to build on their 3-0 lead as they'll be inbounding the basketball from underneath their own basket. 6:33 to go here, first quarter of play. 3-0 lead for the Cardinals. Will Kress takes the inbounds over in the left corner. Cardinals working right to left. Ball lofted over to the defense into Josh Balls, who finds Tanner Myers right side wing. He'll pump fake, pulls the ball back, finds Workman at the free throw line, rises for a standing jumper, can't get it to go. Will Sims for the offensive board. His putback no good. Now it's going to be Kress who puts up the offensive board. That's no good, and the Cardinals will be held without a basket as finally Farringer pulls it in for the Beavers, drives coast to coast, and lays it up and in with the foul. Farringer looking to try and tie the game up as he has a force all the way down the court and gets the score to 2-3, and Will Sims quickly picks up his second foul. He has been prone to get into foul trouble so far this year, as I think he has yet to play a full first half without getting into foul trouble. Free throw up and good by Chase Farringer, and the Cardinals see their lead disappear. 3-3 here, 6:08 to go. Ball brought up by Myers, goes right side wing. Josh Ball skips the pass near side to Kress, goes baseline, double teamed and trapped, fouled on the way up with a shot. Great job by Kress attacking the basket on the baseline once he saw that nobody on the defense was stepping up to stop him. The foul is going to be called on Farringer. It'll be his first foul. And with 6:05 to go, it sends Will Kress to the free throw line for a chance at a pair. Cardinals 1 for 1 at the stripe right now, thanks to Tanner Myers. Make it 2 for 2 as Kress rolls the first one down. And the Cardinals get their lead back 4-3. Yet to trail here in the first minute and 55 seconds. Kress with another ball bounce to him will step to the line. Right-handed free throw shooter, a senior, 6'2". Crouches low, fires it up, and rolls that one in as well, nearly identical to the first one. And the Cardinals up by 2, 5-3. Substitution into the game. Ridge Thompson will check in, as will Kyle Olson. Out of the game goes Will Kress, and Will Sims is checked out as well. Ball will be brought forward by Adamson, the sophomore, up the left side of the court in front of the cheerleaders. On the far side, stops as Tanner Myers will come out and defend him. Tanner forces him back to half court, and they'll find the ball over to Nybar. Takes it in the left corner. Skips a pass top of the key. Morris with the man bun on the back. Bounces the ball into the corner. Rising for a quick jump shot and hitting it off the side of the backboard is going to be Bridger Bammert. Ridge Thompson gets his first rebound. Comes up the court and has the ball poked away from behind. And it will remain Cardinals basketball, as it'll be up to Josh Balls to inbound the basketball, as all 5 Cardinals went to inbound the basketball underneath the hoop. Josh waved them all back, now fires one into Ridge Thompson. He'll go to Tanner Myers. Balls coming in from the inbounds, is going to miss a short jumper from 10 feet. Adamson pulls down the rebound for his first of the game, and he's going to be fouled on the play. Foul goes on Josh Balls. It'll be his first, team's third. Both teams with 3 fouls now in the contest with 5:34 to go. It'll be a bounce pass in. Adamson gets the ball, now goes back to Nybar. who gives back to Adamson. Skips a pass right side, taken over there by Faringer, who goes across the sideline before firing a pass down low, almost intercepted by Olsen. Picked up down low in the paint by nobody in particular as Olsen finally wrenches it free, fires a pass over into the hands of Thompson, and Thompson's going to push the pace for the Cardinals. Lows one over into the hands of Josh Balls, who sends it short, can't get it to go, and the rebound falls into the hands of Joey Morris. Back up the court once again, Cardinals are going to have another turnover committed by American Falls, their 10th so far in this game with 5:02 to go, fifth in the game so far. 8 turnovers total between the two teams, and another chance for the Cardinals to inbound as Ridge Thompson will pass this one in, gets it back from Josh Balls, working right to left. Josh Balls gets the pass back from Ridge. He'll take it back and now over to Josh once more, over to the right side wing. Pass underneath the basket. Tanner Myers finds some room, and they're going to call a foul on the elbow. Not happy with the call as Aaron Bland from the bench, as he thought a jump ball should have been called, thought his man got a good block, and instead it's going to be Adamson picking up his second foul, and the Cardinals will send Tanner Myers to the free throw line where he's 1 for 1. Senior can't hit the first free throw. Earned some applause from the hometown fans, and he'll have one more coming up. As checking into the game for American Falls and the Beavers is going to be Michael Maynard. As Tanner Myers will launch the second free throw up, sits on the front of the rim, rolls its way down. Cardinals build it back up to a 6-3 lead, doubling up American Falls and the Beavers. Brought up by Maynard, almost throws away, does. Myers with his second steal of the game, goes up, tries to dunk it, misses the dunk. Kress pulls in a rebound of his own. His putback no good, but the rebound finds its way into his own hands. Outside, Tanner Myers with the triple. Back-to-back rebounds by Kress extend the play. Myers puts it up. It's a 6-point lead for the Cardinals, and a timeout taken by American Falls. We'll take on with them as well on KBRV 800 The Bear and online with live video streaming at mylocalradio.com.
Here's a look at your Lalaton's food specials for the week of December 17th through the 30th. We start off with a ribeye holiday roast for $6.89 a pound. They also have frozen bone-in half spiral hams for $1.27 a pound. And don't forget about their holiday New York roast for $4.99 a pound as well. If you're looking for some delicious veggies, go ahead and grab one of their 2-pound packages of baby carrots for $2.49. They also have grape tomatoes for $1.99 for every 10.5-ounce package. That's your Lalaton's food specials in Soda Springs.
Back here at the home of American Falls and the Beavers, Caleb Berggraf on KBRV 800 The Bear, as well as online at mylocalradio.com. Soda Springs holding a 9-3 lead early, and you can credit that really to one person. Tanner Myers has put up 7 of the 9 points the Cardinals have on the board so far, as he has really been a major factor for this team. 4:31 to go, first quarter of play. American Falls getting set to inbound out of the timeout, working left to right. They'll get it into Nabar, who's going to pass this one back. Maynard comes to the near side, taken there by Faringer. Drives up the right sideline, almost has it stripped away. It'll be poked out of bounds by Kyle Olsen and remain Beavers basketball. 4:24 to go, ball inbounded into the backcourt. Nabar takes it and will walk it across the midcourt logo to the right side, guarded by Will Kress outside near half court. Now bounces the pass to the near sideline. Morris takes it there on the wing, drives around, and is going to be bumped and fouled. Ridge Thompson with one-on-one defense there on the right wing is going to be called for his first foul, team's fourth, and it'll be another inbounds play coming up for American Falls as Nabar goes below the basket to throw it in. Now they'll come back over in front of the Cardinals bench, and to inbound the ball from here will be Faringer. Faringer, a senior leader for this team, is going to stand just to the left of the bench by the Cardinal coaches, between them and the scoreboard, as he bounces this one in by half court. Taken there by Maynard. Goes to the right side. Nabar holds onto it on the wing now. Tries to dribble to his left, double teamed and cut off there before throwing the ball right into the hands of Ridge Thompson. He bounces one up ahead of Will Kress, and the 6'2 senior goes up but blocked away out of bounds. Cardinals will still have an inbounds pass as the 6th turnover by American Falls in the game almost results in points, but a good job by the defense to get back and defend. as Josh Balls gets set to inbound, launches one over to Rich Thompson, right side wing. He'll bring it back around towards the top of the key, bounces one to Hiram Brown, who gives to Olsen, now to Crest in the corner, drives around, steps into the lane, lays one up softly. Will Crest with his 4th point of the game, extends the Cardinal lead to 8 now, as Olsen steals the inbounds pass and back over to Rich Thompson, and the junior knocks home his 2nd basket on the 7th Beaver turnover. Almost another one forced as Josh Balls gets his hand into the passing lane again and calling for a foul. Maynard saying that Josh Balls was shoving him in the back on the inbounds play, and the official, having none of it, will get ready to give the ball back to Morrison to inbound. 10-point lead for the Cardinals, 3:38 to go. Morrison passes the ball off to the left side, taken there by Maynard, Farringer, who now gives it back over, and Morrison throws it off of Farringer and out of bounds for another turnover. 8 now against American Falls and the Beavers. Cardinals with the ball will be bringing forward Rich Thompson to the right side. Guarded out there by Farringer. Thompson loses the basketball, dives to the court to recover it, sees it go through the legs of Will Cress and out of bounds, and the Cardinals pick up a turnover of their own, their 4th of the game. 3:23 to go, and down on the floor and hurt is Farringer, as he is slow to get up. Not sure what exactly is hurting him right now. Gets a pat on the back from Maynard, and out there talking to him right now is head coach Aaron Bland, as Maynard will slowly walk over to the bench. And a substitution will check in for him. Getting set to come out is James Ramsey, the sophomore. That'll put two sophomores out on the court right now for American Falls with Nabar and Ramsey. Ball's inbounded to Maynard, who almost loses it, kicks it back out to Nabar though. He'll direct some traffic, comes over to the right side, hair long in the back, short in the front with a small mullet, goes over to his left, cuts it out to the far side, shot put up there and short off the front of the rim, will be rebounded by Henry Workman. Brings it up court, gives off to Thompson, drives in, left side, puts up a running jumper off the backboard and in, kissing it off the glass. Thompson with his 4th point of the game. 15-13, the Cardinals leading right now on a 12-0 run. Pass over to the left side, Morris with the ball, goes off to his left. Guarded by Rich Thompson on the far sideline, picks up his dribble, skips a pass near side to Neymar. He tries to drive in, backdoor dump is going to be intercepted by the Cardinals and brought back forward as another turnover for American Falls. It's far side, Josh Balls rising for a 3 of his own, and Josh Balls enters the scoring. It's a 15-0 run for the Cardinals. 18-3 they lead. 2 minutes, 25 seconds left to go. First quarter of play. Ball past the right side. That's Maynard. Tries to cut baseline. Is going to be fouled on the play by Josh Balls, as Josh a little bit late trying to cut him off from cutting baseline. And it'll be another foul on the Cardinals. Their 5th, the 2nd on Josh Balls. And into the game is going to be Tanner Myers for Soda Springs to replace him. Ball lofted in. It'll be taken on the near sideline by Joey Morris. He passes it right side corner. Maynard can't get a shot to go. Rebound into the hands of Kyle Olsen. And again, it'll be up to the Cardinals to bring it forward. Right side, Tanner Myers into the lane. Stops, pops one off from on the right block. Can't get it to go. Hiram Brown goes up, pulls down the rebound, and is fouled from behind, as Hiram Brown gets his first stat of the game with 2:07 to go. 18-3, Cardinals with an inbounds play coming up, and Tanner Myers will look in as Will Cress will check in for Rich Thompson, who takes a seat. The junior being replaced by the senior on the court. A little bit more height on the court for the Cardinals, as the 5'11" Rich Thompson given up to the 6'2" Will Cress. Colton Adamson will check back into the game as Tanner Myers gets set to inbound for Soda Springs. Passes it near side. Will Cress goes over into the hands of Olsen. Back over to Myers. Lofts up a shot short off the front of the rim. Sat there for a moment. Bammert pulls down the rebound. Gives up to Morris. Near side, and then a backcourt violation is called, as Adamson did not come all the way across the half-court line before getting the pass, and is going to be a 10th turnover in the quarter to American Falls. Minute 57 to go, so that's 10 turnovers in 6 minutes. Tanner Myers gets the inbounds pass, stands back at half court, slowly dribbling the basketball. Colton comes up to guard him as he forces it off to Olsen. Right side, Brown takes it now, dribbles with the right hand before firing it into the corner. Olsen back up top to Crest, drives into the lane, kicks one outside. Kyle Olsen open for a moment but couldn't handle the pass, steps in, avoids a pair of defenders, fires up an air ball. It's rebounded by Tanner Myers on the backside of the hoop, finds Workman, steps inside the 3-point line, launches up a shot, can't find a way to get it to go. Morris pulls in the rebound for his second of the game, and the Cardinals go back on defense, left to right. American Falls brings it forward. Adamson goes down the baseline, blocked away by Workman. Rebound goes back into his hands, and he's fouled on the next second chance as he tries to fight into the lane, and it'll be 2 free throws coming up for Colton Adamson at the stripe. Crowd here at American Falls very silent right now with the outburst by the Cardinals that's held American Falls to only 3 points. With 1:16 to go in the first quarter, Adamson trying to change that. Foul went on Henry Workman, the 16th foul on the Cardinals, and Adamson can't knock home the first free throw, rattles in and out. One more coming up now for the sophomore. And talking to the coaching staff for the Cardinals, they knew to watch out for in this game. A very talented player who spends a lot of time in the gym, according to Coach Aaron Bland. Second free throw up and good. Ends a scoring drought of about 4 minutes for American Falls. Ball's brought back forward now by Tanner Myers. Looks over to his right, passes into Olsen, who beats his man, cutting to the hoop, fouled on the way to the basket. They're going to call it on James Ramsey, who reached in late, hacked, and pulled his hands back after he got some contact, saying, I didn't mean to do that. But it will be his first foul. That is going to be his second foul. Team's 6th foul, and it sends Olsen to the line for a pair of free throws. Kyle, last time I remember him taking free throws, made a pair of big ones at South Fremont to tie and take the lead for the Cardinals with 4 seconds left. Can't make the first one here, though, and he'll have one more coming up as back into the game is going to be number 14, Cody Vining. Second free throw from Kyle Olsen, up, no good, off the back iron. Rebounds tracked down by Adamson and brought forward. Adamson not slowing the pace down, comes near side. Vining puts up a quick 3, short off the side of the rim. Rebound to Hiram Brown. He's going to be triple teamed and finally fouled down low on the baseline. It'll be 1-and-1 free throws going back the other way as Vining picks up his first foul after Hiram Brown picked up his second rebound, and he'll have 1-and-1 free throws the other way. The official gets notified of that, and they'll bring both teams down the court with 55.6 seconds left to go. 18-4 your score. And stepping to the line, Hiram Brown, who has yet to score in tonight's game. Cardinals have had 4 different players crack the scoreboard so far, as they put 18 points up onto the board. First free throw by Brown. Up, sits on the rim, and sets down through the nylon for a make there. He'll have one more free throw attempt coming up. Cardinals so far 5 for 8 at the line. One more coming up, and this one is going to be good as well, so make it 6 for 10 at the stripe for Soda Springs. 6 for 9 for Soda Springs. Good shooting percentage here as they put up 20 points in the first quarter. Ball to the near side, Vining holds on to it, bounces it off now, taken there by Minot. And he's going to drive baseline, tries to reverse layup to the right side. Adamson pulls down the rebound. Good job by the Cardinals, going straight up and down as the ball goes out of bounds. Last touched by the Beavers. And despite getting the offensive rebound, Adamson can't get a shot up through the trees, and the Cardinals take it back over. 35 seconds to go, 20-4. Ball brought forward by Tanner Myers. Looks to the right side, tries to drive past Vining, catches a screen from Hiram Brown, puts up a shot off the front of the rim, and a foul is going to be called. That's going to go on to American Falls again with Cody Vining picking up his second. And the Cardinals will again have Tanner Myers stepping up to the free throw line. 2 shots coming up for Myers, who is 2 for 3 at the stripe. This one up and good. American Falls fans in the stands not really happy with the officiating right now in this game. Not feel like the officials are calling the game fairly to both sides. Although on the scoreboard, it's 8 fouls for American Falls and 6 for the Cardinals. As the ball goes up, sits on the back of the rim, no good. Rebound's going to be pulled down by Bammert and brought forward by American Falls. Adamson takes the point. The sophomore comes to the right side of the top of the key, guarded by Tanner Myers. Has to do a quick crossover, fires the pass up, popped up into the air. Cardinals give it to Hiram Brown, who gets the steal. Bounce pass up ahead to Olsen, loses the dribble, lays one up, too strong off the glass. Workman gets the offensive board, throws one at the hoop. Tanner Myers with an offensive board of his own, and the Cardinals will come up with the basketball and the basket, 23-4, and another steal with 2 seconds to go, and a late foul called on Bammert after American Falls turns it over for the 12th time. You can blame it on the officials if you want, but 12 turnovers is never going to win you a quarter, and it's helped the Cardinals build a 23-4 lead. 1.5 seconds to go. Hiram Brown stepping to the line for 1-and-1 free throws. And the first one bottoms out to give the Cardinals a 20-point lead, 24-4 here in the first quarter. In a quarter that has been purely Soda Springs in the early going. Second free throw up, and that one good as well. Brown moves to 4 for 4 from the stripe tonight, and a heave at the buzzer will be no good. We head to the second quarter of play with a score at 25-4. Soda Springs in very good command of this game in the early going. Back after this on KBRV 800 The Bear and online at mylocalradio.com.
Cattlemen have a code of ethics. Live each day with courage. Take pride in your work. Always finish what you start. Do what has to be done. Be tough but fair. When you make a promise, keep it. Ride for the brand. Talk less and say more. Remember that some things aren't for sale, and know where to draw the line. The folks at Mound Valley Cattle Company in Thatcher, Idaho are proud of the students at Grace High School, investing in the leaders of tomorrow. The Mound Valley Cattle Company, 208-339-0614.
So, I'm a dog, and I'm kind of new to this family, but I've noticed a trend. My humans do this thing where they go around and get all my toys and hide them in this basket, but it's always the same basket, and it's always the same place, and then they act so surprised when I find them, but I'm like, hello, that's where you put it last time. Humans are the worst at hide and go seek.
A person is the best thing to happen to a shelter pet. Be that person. Adopt. Brought to you by the Ad Council and the ShelterPetProject.org.
We should be heading for running clock if things keep the way it's going here tonight. The Soda Springs Cardinals in pure form. This might be the best performance they've put on this season onto the court so far, forcing 12 turnovers on American Falls, only turning the ball over 4 times themselves, and putting up 25 points in the first quarter of play. Cardinals will be on defense to start out the second quarter, with American Falls working left to right to the near side. Ball bounced into the corner, taken there, bounce pass back to the wing, taken it on a shot, and a 3-ball sits on the front of the rim. Will Sims can't corral the rebound as it goes through his legs out of bounds. American Falls will get the inbounds after a poor chance of rebounding by the Cardinals. Inbounds coming in from Faringer. He'll bounce one underneath the basket, up off the backboard, and that'll be another chance now for them to inbound from underneath their own basket, as it was last touched by the Cardinals. I believe Will Sims, the one who got a fingertip on it. Chance to inbound once again now for Faringer. Looks in, fires the pass into Adamson, who takes it right side corner. He'll bounce it out, takes it to the wing, fakes going inside, now goes back to his right, almost turns it over, fires a pass to Nason. He's going to almost turn it over, now does turn it over. A 13th turnover for American Falls, back the other way. Ridge Thompson with the soft lay-in. Running the court, gets his 6th point of the game. 27-4, the Cardinals continuing on a run that started at 3-3. Over to the backside of the court, ball bounced low onto the baseline. Ramsey with the ball, turns around, lays it in. James Ramsey gets the first 2 points of the second quarter for American Falls, and it keeps it at a 21-point lead for Soda Springs. Ridge Thompson to his right, passes it off to Will Kress. He'll hold on to the ball on the wing before passing it near side. Josh Balls back over to Kress. He fires it to Tanner Myers. Thought about putting up a shot from the corner before finding Will Sims through traffic, fouled on the way up, and Will Sims is going to head to the line for an and-one opportunity as he baited the defense into a foul, and the junior post will step up to the stripe. The foul is going to be called. Waiting to see who they posted up on. And it goes on to Chase Faringer for his 2nd foul, team's 10th foul. So it'll be double bonus the rest of the way through the game for Soda Springs and the Cardinals. As Myers steps to the line for 1. First free throw of the second quarter. This one up and is good from the righty. The Cardinals shooting a very good clip from the free throw line. We'll tally it up as we go along. And it's back over again to American Falls to bring this one forward. Over to the top of the key goes Nabar, gives off to Adamson, drives baseline, fires up a shot, fouled, and he'll step up to the line himself now for a chance now at a pair of free throws. He's 1 for 2 at the stripe. Cardinals a little bit late transitioning over down low on the post, and Kyle Olson picks up his first. 6:44 to go, second quarter. 30-6, Soda Springs up by 24, and the first free throw bottoms out Colton Adamson gets his second point of the game, only the 7th point for American Falls so far. 3 different players have scored for the Beavers, so they've spread out their 7 points, but it's not something you like to say this late into a game, as you still have yet to hit double digits, and they will get to 8 now as a second free throw up and good as well. 3 for 4 now, Adamson on the stripe, and Ridge Thompson will walk it forward, but not before a timeout's taken by the Cardinals. We'll take a timeout. No, we'll keep it right here as it's a 30-second timeout. Gives us a chance to remind you that this game brought to you by Caribou Memorial Hospital, where you will find a qualified, happy, and fun staff working with doctors who have a real interest in your well-being. They also have a large network of specialists and surgeons who work in state-of-the-art surgical facilities and feature on-site rehabilitation services to ensure you have a comfortable and timely recovery. Caribou Memorial Hospital Living Center and Clinics at 300 South 3rd West in Soda Springs, Idaho. 30-8, Cardinals in complete control of this game. They have been played even in the second quarter, though, with both teams putting up 5 points in the second quarter of play. And it will bring the Cardinals out onto the courts with the basketball out of the timeout with 6:40 to go in the second quarter. Minute and 20 gone by. Ridge Thompson brings it forward. The junior gives off now to Will Kress on the right side. Kress back over to Thompson in the right side corner. Holds onto the ball for a moment. Now dribbles it out. Waiting to try and drive. Double teamed. His own defense being played by American Falls. Will Sims gets the shot off. Can't find it to get in the bottom of the basket. Josh Balls with the rebound. His pass out to Will Kress results in a missed opportunity as Farringer pulls in the offensive rebound, and the Cardinals go back on defense. Near side, Adamson passes it over to the left side wing, driving baseline, and firing up a shot is Vining. His shot no good, and a rebound tipped around, and finally Will Kress able to snare it down for his 4th. Thompson back the other way. Ridge stops, pops from the top of the key, short off the front of the rim. Josh Ball's in the right spot for the rebound, lays it up and in for his 5th point of the game, and the Cardinals build up the lead back to 24, 32-8. Up the court now is going to come Nabar to the right side. Adamson gives back to Nabar over to the left now. They swing it all the way to the wing to Vining, where Cody takes one dribble, passes it off back into the hands of Adamson. He holds on to it on the wing. Olsen swings over to guard him there. Adamson posts up for 3, raises it up, and drops it down. Colton Adamson targeting from long range with the first deep ball of the game for American Falls. Cuts it to 32-11. Josh Ball's trying to answer, airballs it off the backboard, and it goes out of bounds off of the Cardinals as Olsen couldn't corral the ball that hit him in the chest. 5 minutes and 23 seconds to go, and it's back to an 11-32 lead for Soda Springs. American Falls keeping pace with the Cardinals, and part of that's come from the fact that they've only turned it over once in this quarter. They've calmed down their turnover ratio, and the Cardinals have been playing even with the Beavers since. Far side, Vining tries to drive from the corner. He'll pass it back up top to Adamson. The sophomore trying to get something going for his team. Will hesitate, stutter steps, drives into right side baseline, loses the ball, stripped away from him. Onto the ground, a pair of players rolling for it, and finally a jump ball is going to be called down low on the baseline. That is an Erickson Racing and Repair jump ball, and we'll give it back over to Soda Springs. And the crowd here still wanting a foul called on that. 5 to go here, and to inbound, Tanner Myers will pass this one in to Ridge Thompson. And the junior will jog it forward after the turnover by American Falls, forced by the jump ball. Over to the right side, Will Kress holds on to the basketball, stands on the wing, pass over to Myers, pump fakes, fires it near side. Ridge Thompson holds on to it. The junior loses the ball, stripped away, and Nabar's going to come up with the steal as he'll bring it back forward. Passes one through the lane, turns it back over to the Cardinals, and now Kyle Olsen tripped up, hits the deck. That'll be another foul on American Falls, and we'll give it back to the Cardinals, who will shoot free throws with Kyle Olsen stepping forward. It's going to be Chase Farringer picking up his 3rd. And Olsen, who is 0 for 2 at the line tonight, will step forward trying to change his fate at the stripe. Double bonus the rest of the way through. 4 minutes, 38 seconds to go as Olsen's first free throw up and no good. Off the back iron, sat on the front and then fell off. Keep an eye out in this game for your shot of the game as well as for your play of the game. Right now, play of the game might be a little one of the steals for the Cardinals, where Tanner Myers was able to pull it through, couldn't get the dunk, but then had the ball shot out to him for a 3-point basket, which he drilled. Olsen nails the second free throw of that one, makes him 1 for 4 at the stripe. Cardinals lead back up to 22. Over to the right side, stepping in, out, back out. into the paint. A quick shot turned around from Bammert. He can't get it to go, and the rebound into the hands of Kyle Olson. And Olson will bring it forward as the junior pulls it back out near half court, goes to Ridge Thompson. Right side, finding on the wing. Tanner Myers, flat shot up off the back iron. Rebound to Kyle Olson in the lane, takes the dribble, gets it outside to Thompson. Backdoor pass into Olson, lays it up short off the side of the rim. Hiram Brown with an offensive board. His putback no good. This time Workman with an offensive ball, and it's no good. And the rebound goes out of bounds, last touched by the Cardinals, as a very physical game continues between these two teams. Cardinals to bring it forward, and now American Falls will almost turn the ball over. Tracking it down is going to be Nabar over in the left side corner. Brings it up, goes behind the back, comes back up to the right side wing, and now gives it off into the corner to Adamson. A pass inside, passed out by, or blocked out of the middle by by Workman. Shot put up by Cole Adamson as he gets it up, and running the court, Ridge Thompson sprints forward, lays it up and in on a pass and assist from the right side, and I believe it was Tanner Myers who lofted the ball up the court. Over to the far side, pass into the lane is going to be popped into the air and out of bounds off the Cardinals once again. And another chance for American Falls to inbounds the basketball from underneath their own basket, down by 24, 35-11 with 3:28 to go here, second quarter. Cardinals' pace has slowed down, only 10 points in the quarter, but still a very high-scoring affair for Soda Springs. Nabar to inbound the basketball, goes far side, finding, launches up a three, no good. Rebound goes to Henry Workman, his fifth of the game. Ridge Thompson gets grabbed, no call, and it'll be brought back forward by the Cardinals. Over underneath the lane, it's going to be a chance for Tanner Myers, who lays it up and in, and good as nobody stepped in front of him. But timeout called by American Falls and the Beavers, and back the other way it'll come. Time for us to take a little bit of a break here. Back after this on KBRV 800 The Bear and online at mylocalradio.com.
MyLocalRadio.com is Southwest Wyoming and Northeast Utah's top website and the best source for local area news, weather, sports, and community events. And that's not all. MyLocalRadio.com features thousands of photographs of Wyoming and Utah high school events, from speech and drama competitions to local events, sports and activities, and much more. Check it out today and see what MyLocalRadio.com has for you.
Some pretty fired up coaches on the bench for American Falls and the Beavers as they trail 26 points, 37-11 to Soda Springs and the Cardinals with 3:15 to go in the second quarter of play. It'll be American Falls to bring it forward with Nabar taking the point as he comes over to the right side. Pass it off to Adamson, back to Nabar, over to the far wing where Vining takes the basketball. He goes back up to Adamson, who takes the top of the key and slowly dribbles it to his right. Now fires a pass well outside of the reach of Bammert underneath the basket, and another turnover for American Falls, their 16th. As Josh Balls checks back into the game, Ridge Thompson will take a seat now on the bench. Ball passed in by Will Kress, and Josh will bring it forward, taking the point. Under 3 to play here. Josh to the right side, passes this one off to Myers. He'll try and drive baseline, gets triple team, fires a pass into the hands of Workman. Pump fakes, goes up, double clutches in the air, can't get the shot to go. Hiram Brown gets the rebound, finds Josh Balls outside beyond the arc. His shot no good, but the rebound comes all the way back out to him. He gets it underneath. Will Kress drives lane, can't get a shot to go. Hiram with another offensive rebound is able to drop that one in, and he gets onto the board with his first field goal of the game after getting his 5th rebound, and he'll be back over to American Falls again. Cardinals owning the rebounding category as well as the turnover category in every state of this game essentially. 39-11, trying to change that. Bammert turns around and drops one home from 6 feet. Good little sweet shot there, and the Cardinals see the lead trim back to 26, 39-13. Right side, Josh Balls goes down low. Workman turns around on the low block, steps through, lays it up, and then beautiful work by the sophomore for his first basket of the game, and is back to a 28-point lead. Up the court to the far side, it's going to be Adamson, holds it on the wing, catches a screen from Ramsey, who wasn't looking for the pass. It goes off of his face and out of bounds, and again the Cardinals pick up another turnover, their 5th now of the game. Or this quarter, I should say. 1 minute and 49 seconds to go as Joey Morris will check back into the contest. And the Cardinals will inbound with Josh Balls bouncing it into Olson. Back over to Josh to take the point. The senior on the right side now dribbles it back around towards the logo. Comes near side to Will Kress. Looks down low. Continues to look. Now going to take the pass takes a dribble to the right side at the top of the key, goes behind the back, goes to the free throw line, left side corner, picks up his dribble, bounce pass through the lane, goes to Kyle Olsen, in motion for three, rolls off the rim, and a foul's going to be called. This one, I believe, will go on Soda Springs. Or excuse me, it's going to be on American Falls and Bammert, and it draws some catcalls from the folks in attendance here once again, as Will Sims is going to step forward to the free throw line once again. Coach Bland comes over, talks with the official who just made the call on his bench, and 2 free throws come up now for Will Sims. First one up and bottoms out. Will now with 4 points tonight and 2 for 2 from the line for Bammert. That's his 3rd foul. And 1 more coming up. Sims toes the line. White shoes with the black uniform contrasting a lot as the second free throw rolls off the back of the rim and down. And it's going to make it a 43-13 lead for Soda Springs and the Cardinals. Second quarter of play, a 30-point advantage is pounding onto the bench is going to be Bammert. And with 1:28 to go, Nabar is going to bring it forward. Jogs it up to the right side, comes over onto the wing, holds the basketball there before passing it to Adamson in the right corner. Slowly dribbles it back around, now lobs one underneath, wide open, under the lane, but missing a wide open layup is going to be Keenan Ortiz. Rebound goes to Will Sims, and the Cardinals another chance to bring it forward and build on a 30-point advantage. 1:06 to go. Josh Balls goes to his right, slows his pace down and backs up to half court. Now hesitates, double steps, drives in, goes to the baseline, fires a pass through traffic, out to Olsen on the wing for 3. Can't get it to go. Right there though, Will Sims with the offensive putback. And Will's got 6 points now in the game, and the Cardinals lead by 32, 45-13. Over to the right side, driving in now, pulling up his dribble and bouncing it to Nabar is going to be binding. Loses the ball as Nabar drives into the lane. The sophomore will see it roll out of bounds back into favor of American Falls and the Beavers as they'll get set to inbounds from underneath their own basket. Tanner Myers will check back into the game for Soda Springs. And the inbounds pass will come in over to the far side. Adamson takes the basketball. 37 seconds left to go here. First half of play. Morris rocks it back to the top of the key. Now gives this one off to Nabar once again, who walks it slowly to his right. Countered by Will Kress on the outside. Cuts back over to his left. Now hands this ball off. Almost has it swatted away. Workman drives in. Now it's going to be a shot put up by Vining. Can't get it to go. Tanner Myers with the defensive board with 17 seconds to go. Kress fires it up ahead. Workman through the lane over to Olsen, and he lays it up and in. Kyle Olsen with his 3rd point of the game. All started off by Tanner Myers getting the rebound back under the basket. Myers almost steals the basketball, now goes running up into the bleachers. Shows some pretty good athleticism there to avoid going out of bounds and killing himself on the chairs. 3 seconds to go. American Falls for another inbound. 47-13, Soda up by 34 points. Looking to pass it in now, lobbing it to the near side. And Will Kress is going to be called for a foul on the near sideline. That'll be his first. And to the free throw line is going to head Nabar for 1-and-1 free throws. 8th team foul on the Cardinals, first on Will. And Nabar steps up to the stripe. Green trim on the bottom of the shoes, gray shoes themselves, and then the white jersey as he splashes home the front end. He'll have one more attempt coming up here at the line. 1.8 seconds to go, so this will pretty much wrap up the first half of play. As the second free throw is going to splash through as well, so that's Nabar's first 2 points of the game. 15-47, lobbed up at the buzzer is no good, and we head into the half with a score of 47-15. Coming up is your Mexico Therapeutic Services halftime show on your home for Soda Springs basketball, KBRV 800 The Bear, and online with live video streaming at mylocalradio.com.
Oh, Santa, it's nice to take a minute and relax in the recliner and love seat we got from Sanders Furniture and Appliance.
Oh, yes it is.
The folks at Sanders Furniture are always so nice to work with.
This year, they are going to help me by offering Christmas Eve delivery service to customers in the Soda Springs area.
That's great, Santa.
Stop in today for the perfect gift and have it delivered Christmas Eve. Sanders Furniture and Appliance, 148 South Main, Soda Springs.
Hey America, we need to have a little talk. We've got a lot of food in this country. We've got so much food that we can't eat it all. So how are 17 million kids in America struggling with hunger? That's why the Feeding America nationwide network of food banks gathers surplus food and gets it to hungry kids who need it. Support Feeding America and your local food bank at feedingamerica.org. Brought to you by Feeding America and the Ad Council.
Whether or not you like winter, winter is upon us. There has never been a better time to convert to natural gas. Make this winter more comfortable and warm with a natural gas Lennox furnace from Reed's Plumbing and Heating in Soda Springs. The temperature outside doesn't matter. Keep your family cozy for years to come. For a new natural gas furnace, service on your existing furnace, or an in-home consultation, visit Reed's Plumbing and Heating today. 180 South 3rd East, next to the overpass. Reed's Plumbing and Heating. Natural gas worth asking for.
This is a test to find out if you know it all when it comes to children. Name one of the leading killers of U.S. children age 1 to 13. What's the best way to protect children in a car crash? At what age and size should a child start using a booster seat?
Don't assume you know it all when it comes to car seats for your child. Go to safercar.gov/the-right-seat and know for sure. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
Welcome back into the halftime show, brought to you by Machiko Therapeutic Services right here on KBRV 800 The Bear. We'll be back with the first half highlights right after this.
Many things can cause the holiday blues: stress, fatigue, unrealistic expectations, over-commercialization, financial constraints, and the inability to be with one's family and friends. Remember, the holiday season does not banish reasons for feeling sad or lonely. There is room for these feelings to be present, even if the person chooses not to express them. If you or someone you know needs professional mental health counseling, visit Machiko Therapeutic Services, located at 421 West 2nd South, Suite 3 in Soda Springs. Call 208-547-4550 for an appointment. Most insurances are accepted.
Welcome back into the Mexico Therapeutic Services halftime show. Is out on the court. The American Falls dance team is presenting their drill routine, which I have to say is actually pretty impressive out there on the court as the girls are going into a little bit of a line. And back here, we take a look at our halftime stats, brought to you by Mexico Therapeutic Services. It was all Soda Springs in that first half of play as they built up a 22-point lead against the American Falls Beavers after that first quarter of play. And it was definitely not pretty. American Falls only putting up 4 points onto the board as, again, they trailed by 21 points there. Cardinals also forcing 12 turnovers in that quarter. On the backside, the Cardinals didn't slow down on their offensive performances. They put up another 22 points in the second quarter of play, but American Falls was able to find a little bit more of a rhythm as they were able to answer back with 11 points of their own to get 15 points up onto the board at the half. We have 6 minutes and 30 seconds to go in the halftime. We'll take a break once more and come back with our full stat recap on KBRV 800 The Bear and online with live video streaming at mylocalradio.com.
How'd I do?
You'll get better. Tim can't wait to be a real driver. But for now, he's king of the online track thanks to Silver Star Communications high-speed internet. Reliable, consistent speeds give him the edge against players anywhere, even the other end of the couch.
Whoa. You'll get better.
Visit silverstar.com to learn more.
Man, do I love card night. You ready, boys? You got a king?
Go, fish dad!
Oh, come on! This is WWE superstar Titus O'Neil. The smallest moments can have the biggest impact on a child's life. Take time to be a dad today. Learn more at 877-4DAD-411 or visit fatherhood.gov.
Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and the Ad Council.
Here's a look at your Lalaton's food specials for the week of December 17th through the 30th. We start off with a ribeye holiday roast for $6.89 a pound. They also have frozen bone-in half spiral hams for $1.27 a pound. And don't forget about their holiday New York roast for $4.99 a pound as well. If you're looking for some delicious veggies, go ahead and grab one of their 2-pound packages of baby carrots for $2.49. They also have grape tomatoes for $1.99 for every 10.5-ounce package. That's your Lalaton's food specials in Soda Springs.
Come on, smile. Oh, honey, he's still not smiling.
Maybe he's not a smiler.
Yeah, maybe he's just not a happy baby.
Maybe he's just being a boy.
Or maybe he's teething.
Maybe it's just a phase.
Maybe he has autism, and we can definitely do something to help.
Maybe is all you need to find out more about autism. No big, joyful smiles by 6 months is one early sign. Learn the others at autismspeaks.org/signs. Brought to you by Autism Speaks and the Ad Council.
Welcome back out to the home of the American Falls Beavers on the Mexico Therapeutic Services halftime show. 4 minutes and 12 seconds to go as we take a look on the stat line for the Cardinals. Every Cardinal who played has scored so far in this game. They're being led along the way by Tanner Myers, who's dropped 12 points home already with 3 rebounds. Josh Balls follows with 5 points and 4 rebounds. Will Kress with 4 points and 4 rebounds. Hiram Brown has 6 points and 5 boards, 4 for 4 at the free throw line so far tonight. Ridge Thompson, after being injured and sitting out the Sugar Salem game, he's put up 8 points in the game with 1 rebound as well. 3 points and 2 rebounds for Kyle Olson, 6 points and 3 rebounds for Will Sims, and 2 points and 6 rebounds for Henry Workman in the game so far. 28 overall rebounds for the Cardinals in this game compared to 11 by American Falls and the Beavers. And the Cardinals have shot 13 for 18 from the free throw line, so definitely have improved on their free throw shooting percentage this season and are working much better at that line. On the other side for American Falls and the Beavers, they have 17 turnovers in the game so far compared to the 5 for the Cardinals. They are being led in scoring by Colton Adamson, the sophomore, with 6 points and 4 rebounds. 3 points for Chase Farringer, 2 points for Bridger Bammer with 3 rebounds to go along with it. James Ramsey with 2 points and Ethan Nybar with 2 points as well. And that wraps up your scoring for the two teams here on the court so far. As the Cardinals come back out of the locker room, we'll see what they have planned, and it possibly could be a running clock. We'll find out at the start of the second half of play, with the Cardinals holding a 32-point advantage on American Falls and the Beavers on KBRV 800 The Bear and online with live video streaming at mylocalradio.com.
Many things can cause the holiday blues. Stress, fatigue, unrealistic expectations, over-commercialization, financial constraints, and the inability to be with one's family and friends. Remember, the holiday season does not banish reasons for feeling sad or lonely. There is room for these feelings to be present, even if the person chooses not to express them. If you or someone you know needs professional mental health counseling, visit Mexico Therapeutic Services, located at 421 West 2nd South, Suite 3 in Soda Springs. Call 208-547-4550 for an appointment. Most insurances are accepted.
There's an organization in southeast Idaho whose wildlife conservation efforts have been commended by the Rocky Mountain Elk Foundation, the Idaho Fish and Wildlife Foundation, and the North American Moose Foundation. Who is this organization? It's Monsanto. While Monsanto is honored by the recognition they receive, their ongoing dedication to the environment is its own reward for all of us. Monsanto. Imagine.
Cattlemen have a code of ethics. Live each day with courage. Take pride in your work. Always finish what you start. Do what has to be done. Be tough but fair. When you make a promise, keep it. Ride for the brand. Talk less and say more. Remember that some things aren't for sale, and know where to draw the line. The folks at Mound Valley Cattle Company in Thatcher, Idaho are proud of the students at Grace High School, investing in the leaders of tomorrow. The Mound Valley Cattle Company, 208-339-0614.
I'm Paul George of the Indiana Pacers. When I was 6, my days were spent playing basketball. When I was 6, my dream was to make it to the NBA. When I was 6, my mom had a stroke. So I want you to learn to spot a stroke fast. F-A-S-T. F, face drooping. A, arm weakness. S, speech difficulty. T, time to call 911. I'm Paul George. Spot a stroke fast. Visit strokeassociation.org. Brought to you by the American Stroke Association and the Ad Council.
Welcome back out to the home of the American Falls Beavers. Caleb Burgraff here on KBRV 800 The Bear and online at mylocalradio.com. Cardinals holding a commanding lead, 47-15. Mercy rule, we just looked this up, does not start until the fourth quarter. And if things stay the way they are, we will have a running clock in the fourth quarter, as it's 30 points after 3 quarters of play. If that's the difference, then we will head to a running clock. American Falls will start out with the basketball, trying to cut into the lead. We'll see if there's any changes for them. Already one, as a new member out on, or excuse me, the starting 5 back out onto the court, and bring it up is going to be Nabar. Off to his left, now drives and gives the ball off to Morris, who brings it back around to the left wing before firing a pass over to Adamson. Stands on the right side wing now, guarded by Tanner Myers, pushed out Workman. is going to join him out there as the Cardinals switching around quite a bit. 3-ball launched up and missed off the side of the rim by Chase Farringer and rebounded by Will Kress. He'll bring it forward. Josh Balls gives off to Josh Balls, who brings it forward up the right side. Tanner Myers, and a jump ball is going to be called. It will remain Soda Springs basketball on the near sideline with 7:31 to go as Tanner Myers will get set to do the inbounding for the Cardinals. Looks to find Josh Balls, who takes it in the backcourt and now takes steps forward across the line. Fires one up back into the hands of Myers, holds it on the right side wing, guarded out there by Adamson. Looks inside, cutting Workman wide open, nobody near him. Laid it up and in. Beautiful play there by the Cardinals. That could be your play of the game, brought to you by Trail Canyon Lodge Bed and Breakfast in Soda Springs. To the right side, ball is going to be kicked outside, drawn around by Adamson. Now backs it out to the wing, loses his dribble, gives off now to Nabar. He gives it back to Adamson, wide open for three, cans it. Adamson in rhythm for three, drops home his 9th point of the game, and the lead is trimmed back down to 31, 49-18. 6 minutes, 51 seconds to go. Lob pass inside. Workman fights for it, but it's going to be turned over. Morris picks up the basketball. First turnover of the game for either team in this quarter, and it'll be back over to the right side. Nabar with the ball on the wing, picks up his dribble, looks back to Adamson, now picks it up outside the wing. Gives off to Nabar once again at the top of the key, and the sophomore dribbles off to his right. Stands on the sideline now, guarded out there by Will Kress. Looking to force him back into the middle of the court. Instead, he passed this ball off, blocked up into the air. It's Workman who comes up with the block. Cardinals get the basketball. Josh Balls comes up forward, lobs one over to Workman, who can't get the layup to go. Going for the alley-oop lob, and the rebound is going to be pulled in by Chase Farringer. American Falls will slow it down, coming back the other way to the right side. Nabar with 6:07 left to go. Passes this one off, taken over there. It's going to be lobbed down to Bammer. It goes up for the shot, fouled from behind, and he'll step to the line for a free throw attempt, as I believe Workman's going to pick up the foul trying to block the shot from behind. And it is actually going to go on to Will Sims. It'll be his 3rd foul. So the basket is good. Bammert has yet to take a free throw tonight, has 4 points in the game now. Chance to add to that total if he can knock one down here. Crouches, fires, that one no good. Rebound's going to be brought in though on the near side by Farringer, who gives off to Nabar. Near side for three, skips it around and drops it home, as Ethan Nabar gets his first field goal of the game. Back the other way, Tanner Myers quickly runs the court, answers right back with a deuce of his own. Dropped home in the lane with a little floater. 51-23 the score goes. Morris takes up the basketball, fakes a pass across the court, now gives off to Nabar near to his right. Nabar goes to his right, drives off the wing, can't get inside, gives off to Bammer, turns around, spin shot, short off the front of the rim. Rebound punched high into the air. Workman picks it up, has it stripped out of his hands automatically, and turned back over to American Falls on the right side. Nabar in motion for three, cans home his 2nd straight, and the Cardinals' 2nd turnover results in points for American Falls. Josh Balls goes all the way up the court, lays one up and in. He answers right back in the quick-paced game, 53-26. Cardinals have 6 points in the court in the game. They've seen American Falls cut into it with 11 of their own, 26-53. Over to the right side, Nabar drives to the wing, backs out, now kicks it to the corner where Morris will dribble it back around towards the top of the key. Steps up, rises for three, airballs it well short. Will Kress pulls in the rebound. He gets a pass up ahead quickly to Josh Balls, who is shoved from behind, picks up his dribble, gives over to Will Kress, or Will Sims I should say. His shot short off the front of the rim, and Adamson pulls in the rebound. That's going to be Adamson's 5th, and he'll bring it up himself. Straight up the court, right to left, working American Falls and the Beavers. To the corner, driving down low. Farringer goes underneath, tries a back behind the back pass, and the rebound is going to be pulled in off the turnover by the Cardinals. Will Kress to bring it forward, crosses the timeline, guarded by Morrison. Over to the far side, Myers lines up from NBA, in and out rebound to Workman, pulls it in, fouled underneath the hoop, and the offensive board will send Henry to the stripe for a pair. Henry, who got a double-double in his last game out, will watch as Chase Farringer picks up his 4th. And it will send, as I said, Henry Workman to the stripe as the two teams sort out who's going to be along the side of the paint. Farringer getting set to take a seat at the buzzer as a couple of different Beavers look to check into the game. 4:15 to go, Cardinals leading by 29 as the first free throw, I should say, up and no good off the front of the rim by Workman. First free throws of the half by the Cardinals, 13-9. The Cardinals have made the majority of their free throws, only missing 6 so far. Into the game is Vining, as well as checking out there is going to be Maynard. One more free throw coming up for Workman as the sophomore crouches and fires and gets the friendly roll off the side of the rim, and it drops its way down. A timeout's going to be taken, 30-second timeout. We'll take a quick break as well. Back after this on KBRV 800 The Bear and online with live video streaming at mylocalradio.com.
One stop and get everything on your list. Gas, groceries, fresh deli items, lottery tickets, and all your fish and game licenses. Patterson Quick Stop in Soda Springs is locally owned and open 7 days a week. You can check the daily lunch specials every Monday through Friday on the Patterson Quick Stop Facebook page. When you need it quick, get it at Patterson Quick Stop in Soda Springs, 111 North Hooper. Go Cardinals!
Back here after the timeout, the Cardinals breaking out onto the court. It'll be a chance for the Beavers to inbound, and the Cardinals, a little bit confused, had all 5 up into the front court waiting to defend, and it'll be back over to the Beavers to inbound, trailing by 28, 54-26. And with 4:11 to go, Cardinals well in control of this game. It'll be brought forward by Nabar, goes to his right, drives baseline, kicks outside. Bammert puts up a shot flat off the back iron. Rebound's going to be tracked down on the near side by Maynard, trying to drive in and kicking it back out to Maynard, who rises up from 30 and airballs this one out of bounds and then runs into the wall and grimaces as he hits the wall. And it'll be back over to the Cardinals on the very poorly planned shot by Maynard, as that was well beyond 30 feet. Ball over to Rich Thompson. He passes it over to Myers, and the full court pressure is going to back off for American Falls. Myers breaks the press, goes behind the back, into the lane, all the way to the hoop, fouled on his way, hits the deck, and Myers is going to take a trip to the free throw line himself, where so far tonight he is 3 for 5. Chance to give the Cardinals their 30-point lead back, as Nybar is going to pick up his first foul of the game, I believe, by my count. And the first free throw up from Myers is not going to be good enough to sit down into the rim. Rolls off to the right side, and the senior will have one more upcoming. He continues his trend of make one, miss one, make one, miss one. Up to the line, Myers steps up, the senior, right-handed shooter, puts this one up. That one does drop down good, so make him now 4 for 7. And the Cardinals back up on defense once again to the right side. Pass is going to be taken on the far side by Maynard. Almost steps out of bounds, but instead throws it over to the Cardinals. And the Soda Springs will bring it forward with Myers again with the basketball. Goes behind the back, keeps his dribble alive, goes to the right side. Wide open, Olsen pump fake, steps inside, drives through and is fouled as he drops down to the deck trying to split a double team. And it's going to end up sending an inbounds pass for Soda Springs. Foul is going to be called. We'll see who. It goes on Maynard. That should be his first foul as well. And the Cardinals will have several subs come in. Will Sims takes a seat as Henry Workman checks in. Tanner Myers will check out as Riley Simmons will come in off of the bench for the Cardinals. Back into the game for American Falls is going to be James Ramsey. 55-26 Cardinals to inbound. Riley Simmons gets this basketball in. Hiram Brown to dribble around, gives off to Workman. He fires the right side. Rich Thompson rises for 3, can't get it to go. Workman following the shot, misses on the putback attempt, falls away as he gets his second offensive rebound. Lays that one. He's got 7 points and 10 rebounds in the game. 57-26. Soda Springs up by 31 points. Nabar drives into the lane, dumps a pass off backdoor. Ramsey can't hold on to it, lofts one deep. Hiram Brown is going to pick the basketball up, goes into the lane. Workman takes one step, drives to the hoop, fouled on the way, and he's going to step to the free throw line for another pair of free throws at the stripe on the turnover and pass into the lane by Hiram Brown, which found him in motion. That's the 20th turnover for American Falls in this game. And the Cardinals have definitely made him pay every time they have, as they're more than doubling up American Falls' point total. Workman at the line can get the first free throw. He's got 8 points now. Looking for his second straight double-double. Is against Sugar Salem. He got 14 and 10. And one more coming up, and it's going to be no good to the near side. Rebound worked down and pulled in by Hiram Brown, but a jump ball is going to be called, and will be back over to American Falls, so Michael Maynard will get the credit for that rebound. With 2 minutes and 53 seconds to go, 26-58, and Nabar will jog the basketball forward, crosses the logo with 2:49, cuts back to his left, cuts the ball off to the near side. Adamson drives in, rises from 12, and can't get the friendly roll. Rebound bounces out into the hands of Riley Simmons, and Riley, the junior, will bounce this one off now, taken by Rich Thompson. Comes up the court to the left side, drives in at the wing, all the way to the hoop, and he's got the basket. Great job by Rich Thompson attacking. 60-26, Soda Springs up by 34. to the far side corner, cutting into the lane. Vining goes to the hoop, short on the layup attempt. Rebound's going to be pulled in by Kyle Olson. His first rebound of the second half, third of the game, and Ridge Thompson will quickly get it ahead. Riley Simmons up for three, side of the rim, no good, and tracking down the rebound is Ramsey for his first. He'll bring it up, no, gives this one off now. It's going to be Maynard to bring the ball forward to the right side. Maynard dumps it back off to Nabar. He kicks it near side. Adamson rising for three, short off the side of the rim, gets his own rebound, steps in, has the pass blocked away from him, can't track it down, it goes out of bounds. Hiram Brown, the last one to touch it. Minute and 52 seconds to go. It was Vining, the one who had picked up the last foul. He's got three when Workman was at the stripe and missed or went 1 for 2 at the line. Inbounds pass picked off by Riley Simmons. Another turnover to American Falls as Simmons going coast to coast, fouled from behind, and he's going to step to the line. A foul there just to throw off Simmons' rhythm, and it did not work the way it was planned to, and Riley will step to the line for a pair of free throws. After the fourth turnover of the quarter for American Falls, they have yet to have a finish a quarter with less than 5. First free throw by Simmons, short off the front of the rim.
Into the Beavers, number 13, Joey Morris.
And one more free throw is going to come up for the JV player being called up to varsity for this game. Free throw up, flat, but finds its way down. Simmons onto the scoreboard, so every Cardinals played tonight has still scored. 61-26 up to a 35-point lead. Nabar comes in, drags his back foot to get away with the travel, but then he turns it over anyways. Morris has it stripped out of his hands. Brown then throws it back over, and it's going to be turned over back into the hands of American Falls. So right after stealing it away, Soda Springs pushed the pace a bit too much. Brown gets some words from Greg Bergholm on the bench, and it's going to be back over to American Falls to bring it forward as Brown cuts back up the court. He'll be on the far side guarding Morris as Nabar with the ball goes to the right side of the top of the key. Now goes back once again, steps back, finds Morris over on the wing. He brings it back around further towards the top of the key, gives off to Maynard. He's going to drive to his right, gets bumped on the play. Hiram Brown is going to pick up a foul. That'll be his first, the second foul of this quarter on the Soda Springs Cardinals with a minute and 15 seconds to go, third quarter. 61-26, Soda Springs in command of this game. And the inbounds pass comes from Maynard into Nabar, who has to drive back near half court to pick it up. 1 minute and 12 seconds and counting as the clock winds its way down to the left side. Neymar now backs it up to the top of the key, flips this one off. Maynard tries to drive in, and it's going to be a blocking foul called on Ridge Thompson, who's going to force Maynard to lose his balance. And for Ridge, that's going to be his second foul and the third team foul. Pass getting set to come in now from Maynard once again. Maynard looks in, still looking, now looks back deep, now lobs one in, has the ball go right back to him, and it's going to be a turnover to the Soda Springs Cardinals as was batted right back into his face, and it'll be back over to Soda Springs. Ridge Thompson to get the inbounds pass with full court pressure being applied, almost loses his dribble, now does, scrums to the ground for the ball, floats it back over to Olson, who picks it up and gets it to Hiram Brown. Cardinals with a 3-on-3, they're going to pass up everything though, and it's going to be back to Ridge Thompson on the right side wing with under a minute to go. Thompson travels with the basketball, thought he saved it but couldn't quite do it, and it turns it back over to American Falls now as the back half of this third quarter has seen some sloppy play from both teams. 47.9 seconds to go, and the Beavers will inbound the ball to the right side. It's going to be Nabar to the wing, gives off to Morris, holds it there, now takes a dribble, gets double teamed, gets it back over to Nabar, open for three, has a shot, sit on the rim. Brown and several other Beavers hit the deck, and then the Beavers are going to throw it away. Rebound's going to be brought forward by Workman, who drives to the hoop, fouled on the drive. It's going to be Morris who picks up the foul, just reaching out to keep Workman from getting the easy basket, and he's going to send the sophomore to the free throw line, where so far tonight he is 2 for 4. And two more coming up. Ball bounced over to Henry. As I said, he makes both of these. He's going to get another double-double, and he makes the first one. Set all the way around the rim before finally dropping through. 9 points and 10 boards now for the sophomore. Wearing the full leggings. Black leggings to go with the black jersey. 25.8 seconds to go. 36-point lead for Soda Springs. Second free throw up and good as well. There's your double-double for the sophomore in back-to-back games. 24 seconds to go. Over to the right side, Maynard rises for a quick three off the side of the rim. Rebound again goes into Riley Simmons. That's going to be his second. Cardinals pushing the pace. Workman throws one over the hoop. Olsen gets the offensive rebound, tied up, and Soda Springs has the possession arrow in their favor. So it'll be with 11 seconds for the Cardinals to inbound the basketball and try and build on the lead that's already sitting at 37 right now. To inbound is going to be Tanner Myers. Pats the basketball, looks for Simmons to break open. Now pass lobbed in. Workman in the lane, has it batted around his hands. Now fires up a backside hook shot, can't get it to go. Rebound bounced into his hands again. Brown now picks up this one. Then to the deck, another tie-up's going to be called. With 1-and-1 free throws, or excuse me, with two players hitting the deck, and it will go back over to American Falls with 1.6 seconds on the clock, so a last shot going to be coming up for the Beavers here. Ball passed in, and a final heave at the buzzer, well short. Workman receives this one after the buzzer sounds, and we head into the fourth quarter of play, 63-26. Soda Springs well in front in this contest. Back after this on KBRV 800 The Bear and online at mylocalradio.com.
Whether or not you like winter, winter is upon us. There has never been a better time to convert to natural gas. Make this winter more comfortable and warm with a natural gas Lennox furnace from Reed's Plumbing and Heating in Soda Springs. The temperature outside doesn't matter. Keep your family cozy for years to come. For a new natural gas furnace, service on your existing furnace, or an in-home consultation, visit Reed's Plumbing and Heating today. 180 South 3rd East, next to the overpass. Reed's Plumbing and Heating. Natural gas worth asking for.
So, I'm a dog, and I'm kind of new to this family, but I've noticed a trend. My humans do this thing where they go around and get all my toys and hide them in this basket, but it's always the same basket, and it's always the same place, and then they act so surprised when I find them, but I'm like, hello, that's where you put it last time. Humans are the worst at hide-and-go-seek.
A person is the best thing to happen to a shelter pet. Be that person. Adopt. Brought to you by the Ad Council and the ShelterPetProject.org.
Once again, back out here at the home of American Falls and the Beavers. The score sits at 63-26 as the Beavers will be opening up possession of the fourth quarter with the basketball. It should be running clock if everything matches up with the rule book from the IHSAA, and it'll be a lot of backups in there or a new backup in there for American Falls as a number I don't have. I believe it's Austin Vasquez checks into the game. To the right side is going to be Adamson, who tries to dribble all the way around his left into the lane, goes up and under, and can't get the friendly roll. Will Sims there to rebound the basketball. That's going to be his fourth board and gives off to Morgan Steele, who's into the game fresh for Soda Springs and the Cardinals. Morgan to his right, looking inside, bounces the wings, gives off to Dylan Downs as the Cardinals have two subs in there from the JV squad. Ball lobbed down. Sims has it batted away from behind, driving underneath the basket and dumping off to Dylan Downs as he goes up and is fouled on the play. And he's going to step to the stripe. Free throws as the clock continues to wind its way down. As the foul goes on to Chase Farringer and will be his fifth. And these fans here at American Falls not happy at all with the officiating, but and with the clock continuing to wind its way down, Farringer are waiting to the coach, one of the American Falls coaches goes over and pats the official on the side saying, hey, it's not that bad. And the inbounds pass goes back in, or is checking into the game. James Ramsey will replace Farringer onto the bench. As Farringer's night is over, Dylan Downs knocks home a free throw. Makes him now 1 for 1 at the stripe. And puts him into the scoring category. 10 different Cardinals have scored so far in this game now. Is down second free throw, up and good as well. Builds the lead with the running clock to 65-26. 6:05 to go. Exactly as the clock will continue to run, even with foul calls. As shot up and dropping it home, Colton Adamson gets his 11th point of the game. He's into double figures, the only Beaver into double figures. Dylan Downs the other way, rises for three, drops it home. He's got 5 points in the game. He's got one more point to go till he reaches his season high. Up the court and is losing the basketball, is dropping it down onto the deck, is going to be the mystery number 30. Shot put up from beyond the three-point line, put up and missed. as Tanner Myers pulls in the rebound. Cardinals bring it forward. Will Kress into the lane, dumps one off underneath the basket, outside again. Dylan Downs open for three, short off the front of the rim. Rebound bats into the hands of Will Sims. That's going to give him yet another one onto the board, and back to back it out is Morgan Steele. He goes right side. Dylan Downs holds onto it there on the wing before kicking it to Steele in the right side corner. He brings it back around, trips up, loses his dribble, turns it back over once again, and up the court. American Falls will end up being fouled, and heading to the deck is going to be Adamson as he'll head up to the stripe. Morgan Steele is going to be responsible for the foul as he sprinted down the court. I believe it will be Steele. Excuse me, Will Kress will pick up his second foul, as Morgan was the one who dropped down after hitting the deck, and it sends Adamson to the line, where he so far tonight is 3 for 4. First free throw up and gets it. He's made his last 4 attempts at the line. He's got 12 points now. 68-29, Cardinals lead cut back down to 39 points. As Tanner Myers will take a seat on the bench. Into the game for him is going to be Hiram Brown, I believe. One more free throw coming up. This one up and good. Counted on 2 for 2 on that trip. 30 points now in the game, or excuse me, 29 in the game for American Falls, and the Cardinals will turn the ball over. American Falls almost turns it over right back as Dylan Downs gets it right back, sitting on top of it, and it'll be back over to American Falls as the Cardinals turn it over again. Back-to-back turnovers and a sloppy transition there is back into the lane, driving to the hoop and seeing his layup go in and out of the basket is Adamson underneath the basket. Now James Ramsey is fouled as he got the offensive rebound and will go up for the next set of points. And the Cardinals with a 40-point advantage will watch as it is James Ramsey stepping to the stripe. Hiram Brown picks up the foul. That'll be his second. With 3 minutes and 30 seconds and counting, with the running clock continuing to march its way down, as the first free throw up and good. And makes the score 69-30. So back to a 39-point lead now, as one more free throw coming up. And crouching, eyeing, and putting this one up from the right side of his head and dropping it through is Ramsey. Ball inbounded. Morgan Steele to bring it forward. Comes to his right. Working there against the mystery number 30 for American Falls. Now runs into his own player. Picked up by Will Cresto. His right place, right time. Has it poked out of his hands by, I believe, Austin Vasquez, who I'm still going to go with his number 30. And it will remain Soda Springs basketball. Will Sims underneath the basket. The junior turns, backs his way into the hoop. Turns around, can't get it to go. Rebound by Ramsey underneath the basket. All lobbed up ahead, and it's going to be Bammett, who can't get the shot to go. Underneath the hoop is going to be Vasquez, who rebounds, and the jump ball is going to be called. And it should be American Falls giving the ball back over to Soda Springs on the jump ball call. 2 minutes and 25 and counting to go as the Cardinals will get set to inbound once again. Full court pressure being applied by the Beavers. Will Kress takes the inbounds pass and brings it up the right side. Now cuts back to his left across the logo. Near side now comes to the right wing. Gives off now. Dylan Downs stands outside. NBA range 3 ball. Canned it. Dylan Downs with his second triple. He's got 8 points in the game, and it's a 72-30 lead. Cardinals back up by 40 to the right side wing. Morris with the ball on the wing. Picks up his dribble, looks down low, fires a pass underneath to Bammert, who turns around, fouled on the jump shot, and Bammert is going to head to the line where he's 0 for 1. American Falls trying to match things with the Cardinals, and the Cardinals have scored 8 points in this fourth quarter, all to Dylan Downs. He's hit twice from beyond the arc and 2 free throws as well. At the line is going to be Bammert. And he will crouch, fire, and drop home the free throw. The junior getting his 5th point of the game. 3 rebounds to go with those 5 points. Chance to make it 6 points if he can knock home the second one as well. Fingers go up from the cheerleaders, and the free throw up and no good. Rebound goes into Morgan Steele, who's going to look to bring it forward for the Cardinals. He picks up his dribble in the backcourt, launches a pass up ahead, picked off by Bammert. He lobs one back over to Adamson, who steps to the hoop, lays one up, and gets a friendly roll. Beautiful left-handed layup by Adamson, and the Cardinals lead trim back down to 36. Ball pass to Will Kress. He tries to bring this one forward, slows up his dribble, fouled on the play, as the man we're going to call Austin Velasquez is going to give the Cardinals a chance to move back up. And I don't know if that's double or 1-1 free throws. It will be 1-1 free throws to the other side with 41 seconds to go. And this may be the last event of this game, as Will Kress will step forward for 1-1, 33 seconds and counting. Clock continues to wind down, 71-35 your score. And Kress crouches and fires the first free throw, can't hit it. Rebound's going to be tipped out of bounds, and last touch by American Falls, and that should do it with 17 seconds to go. The Soda Springs Cardinals will have a chance to inbound the basketball. We'll see what they decide to do as Will Kress holds out the play, slaps the basketball, launches one over to the right side. Dylan Downs gives inside to Will Sims. Back outside Dylan Downs. He'll step inside. Passes one across the lane. Hiram Brown. Cardinals not going to score. Good show of sportsmanship there by the Cardinals as they will end up coming away with a big win in this game. 35-71. Soda Springs moves to 4-2 on the season, taking down the Beavers. Back after this on KBRV 800 The Bear with live video streaming online at mylocalradio.com.
There's an organization in southeast Idaho whose wildlife conservation efforts have been commended by the Rocky Mountain Elk Foundation, the Idaho Fish and Wildlife Foundation, and the North American Moose Foundation. Who is this organization? It's Monsanto. While Monsanto is honored by the recognition they receive, their ongoing dedication to the environment is its own reward for all of us. Monsanto. Imagine.
Hey America, we need to have a little talk. We've got a lot of food in this country. We've got so much food that we can't eat it all. So how are 17 million kids in America struggling with hunger? That's why the Feeding America nationwide network of food banks gathers surplus food and gets it to hungry kids who need it. Support Feeding America and your local food bank at feedingamerica.org. Brought to you by Feeding America and the Ad Council.
Here's a look at your Lalaton's food specials for the week of December 17th through the 30th. We start off with a ribeye holiday roast for $6.89 a pound. They also have frozen bone-in half spiral hams for $1.27 a pound. And don't forget about their holiday New York roast for $4.99 a pound as well. If you're looking for some delicious veggies, go ahead and grab one of their 2-pound packages of baby carrots for $2.49. They also have grape tomatoes for $1.99 for every 10.5-ounce package. That's your Lalaton's food specials in Soda Springs.
This is a test to find out if you know it all when it comes to children. Name one of the leading killers of U.S. children age 1 to 13. What's the best way to protect children in a car crash? At what age and size should a child start using a booster seat?
Don't assume you know it all when it comes to car seats for your child. Go to safercar.gov/the-right-seat and know for sure. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
Welcome back into our post-game show. Time for our wrap-up of tonight's contest between the American Falls Beavers and the Soda Springs Cardinals. A dominating performance by the Soda Springs Cardinals as they come away with a 71-35 win over American Falls, doubling them up. It was running clock through the fourth quarter. So if you're wondering why the score, if it's a dominating affair, was not bigger than that, that would explain it for you, as American Falls in this game ended up being led in scoring by Colton Adamson, who put up 15 points and 6 rebounds. We're hoping for Brent Erickson to take a quick stroll up here so we can get his post-game thoughts on tonight's broadcast, as the Cardinals come away with a good win and a signature win that will send them into a matchup on the road against Marsh Valley in next week's affair on Tuesday. The Cardinals will head into that one. We'll take a look now. Let's just get into our post-game wrap-up as we start off with our shot of the game, brought to you by Gem Valley Surveyors. For your surveying needs, call Wade at 208-425-9035. That's Gem Valley Surveyors. And our shot of the game, I got to go back to Tanner Myers, who hit that big three-point basket. He missed a dunk, wrapped all the way back around. The rebound was pulled in by the Cardinals underneath, who found him up at the top of the key wide open, and in motion ends up dropping home that three-ball basket, and that really set the tone for the Cardinals in this game. That was part of a 13-0 run, or a 15-0 run that the Cardinals were able to put onto the board. Our play of the game is going to be a little bit different on that one. It's going to be any one of the fast breaks that the Cardinals were able to pull up the court. Play of the game, of course, brought to you by Trail Canyon Lodge Bed and Breakfast in Soda Springs, as the Cardinals were really able to take advantage of a lot of their transition defense, but And as they forced several turnovers and were able to push the pace up the court, and defense turning into offense very, very well for Soda Springs and the Cardinals in this matchup here on the road at American Falls. When you take a look at the final numbers for the Cardinals, it was a dominating performance. The only player not to score in the game that played was Morgan Steele, who came in the second half as a bench player off the JV team. He did not score, but he did pull down a pair of rebounds for the Cardinals in this game. Other than that, the Cardinals did see all 10 other players that played score. They were led in scoring on the night by Tanner Myers, who finished with 15 points and 3 rebounds. 10 points for Ridge Thompson in the game with a single rebound as well. Henry Workman with another double-double for himself. 10 points, 11 rebounds. That's back-to-back games that he's been able to put a double-double up onto the board. After him, you had 7 points for Josh Balls with 4 rebounds. 6 and 6 for Hiram Brown. 6 and 5 for Will Sims. 3 points and 4 for Kyle Olson. And 4 points and 6 rebounds for Will Kress. Wrapping it all up, Riley Simmons off the bench ended up getting himself 1 point with 3 rebounds, as well as he saw a pretty good performance from his spot as well. On the other side for American Falls and the Beavers, they were led in scoring by Colton Adamson, a sophomore who's got to have a lot more to talk about as his career goes on. 15 points and 6 rebounds, 8 points and no rebounds for Ethan Nabar. After that, it was 4 points and 3 boards for James Ramsey, 0 points and 2 rebounds for Joey Morris, 3 points and 4 rebounds for Chase Faringer, and 0 points and 2 rebounds for Michael Maynard. The Cardinals ended up scoring double figures in every quarter of this one, except for the fourth quarter, where they only scored 8, but again, that was a running clock in that quarter, and they ended up turning it over 11 times to American Falls' 24 turnovers in the game as well. And they did end up outscoring American Falls in all but the fourth quarter, where American Falls won that by 1, thanks to good free throw shooting, where they went 5 for 6. And Brent, welcoming the assistant coach and the JV coach here. A good game for Soda Springs here to get this win. You were talking to me before the game that you guys needed a signature win onto your record, that you'd been playing a lot of close games against some 3A schools, but tough 3A schools. You come down to a team that's struggling a little bit this year, and you get a really big win here, 71-35.
Oh, it definitely was. I like that way the kids played. You talk about turnovers. I thought we cleaned that up, made better passes. We took care of the ball a little bit better. We continued to run, so we're still that fast-paced team. But you got to like what we did on the turnover side. Did you say mentioned 11? I think we had 4 at halftime. Coach Fuchsia was tracking those, and I mean that's a positive thing for us. Even American Falls a little bit down on the program, but they still get after it. They try. We were just a quicker team than them tonight.
And here, the one other thing I wanted to ask you about is, as a hostile crowd you had tonight, where the crowd really making some complaints about the foul calling and the way that was going out. How do you keep your kids on the bench? And it looked like the kids really kept their composure and really were able to tune all that out when they were out there on the court. How do you keep your kids from letting that home road crowd get into their heads when it is that, and keeping them from thinking that it's just because the foul might be a little bit one or the other?
Well, I don't think that bothered the kids at all. And for American Falls, I thought it was a great crowd for them. They're trying to build a program here, but our kids got after it defensively, and that's what Coach Bergholm is really happy about. That is, the pressure we put on teams defensively, and we've got to do that night in and night out. I just don't see a team that's as quick as us. And when you go to the bench, we don't lose a beat. With Hiram and Kyle Olson, and tonight it was Rich Thompson, but it's just we've got a fun team to watch. And when these kids, we've been working on that, cleaning our turnovers in practice, making better passes, and when we can do that, it's going to be tough to beat this team.
And you talk about the bench, that's where more than half your points came from so far in this game, is Henry Workman, Will Sims, Will Kress, Josh Balls, Tanner Myers, all having very good nights. But with Ridge Thompson coming off the bench, with the performance he got from Dylan Downs there in the fourth quarter, a lot of good points coming off of that. And then I got to go back to Henry Workman again. We've talked about him before this season. Another double-double in the game. And just his aggressiveness is a good tie into the rest of this team on the offensive rebounds, inside on the boards, always driving to the basket. You guys pulled in 25 more rebounds than American Falls had tonight by my count in this game. How happy and how proud of does that make you as a coach?
Well, I've mentioned this before. Our team's got good legs under them. We got 5 or 6 of the kids that just jump out of the gym, and the other couple still jump well, and we're always attacking it. They're a team that's in attack mode all the time. they like to jump. And, Henry Workman's long, Will Kress is long. But how about, Tanner Myers? He did have it. He dang near got a dunk. He's going to get one. I guarantee you Tanner's going to get a dunk this year. And it's just fun to watch these kids. Kyle Olson, he's another one that just jumps well. Reggie, when I say Reggie, I'm talking about Josh Balls. But, it is what I'm saying, a privilege. Greg is fortunate to have kids that jump this well.
That's always something good to see on a team. Coach, good to see you guys figured out the turnover problems a little bit. That was going to be something I brought up that you brought up yourself. Thank you, as always, for coming up here and talking with us. Forward to now in the season, you get ready for Marsh Valley, and hopefully you guys can take this performance and take it against the Marsh Valley team that also struggling a little bit on the season, but will be bringing a pretty good contest there at their home.
Well, that Marsh Valley game's a big game for us because if there's any kind of a tiebreaker in our conference, Marsh Valley is a common opponent for us, and that goes to a tiebreaker. So it's not just, they're not in our league, they're not a 2A school. It means something to beat or sweep Marsh Valley because then we have that tiebreaker advantage if there's any kind of a tie. So, we have one day to practice for that. I think the kids, the way they come off this win, they're going to be ready for that, and I think we'll have another solid performance on Tuesday night at Marsh Valley.
We'll be looking forward to that. Take a break here. Come back with our sports update on KBRV 800 The Bear and online at mylocalradio.com.
Cattlemen have a code of ethics. Live each day with courage. Take pride in your work. Always finish what you start. Do what has to be done. Be tough but fair. When you make a promise, keep it. Ride for the brand. Talk less and say more. Remember that some things aren't for sale and know where to draw the line. The folks at Mound Valley Cattle Company in Thatcher, Idaho are proud of the students at Grace High School, investing in the leaders of tomorrow. The Mound Valley Cattle Company, 208-339-0614.
Man, do I love card night. You ready, boys? You got a king?
Go, fish dad!
Oh, come on! This is WWE superstar Titus O'Neil. The smallest moments can have the biggest impact on a child's life. Take time to be a dad today. Learn more at 877-4DAD-411 or visit fatherhood.gov.
Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and the Ad Council.
MyLocalRadio.com is Southwest Wyoming and Northeast Utah's top website and the best source for local area news, weather, sports, and community events. And that's not all. MyLocalRadio.com features thousands of photographs of Wyoming and Utah high school events, from speech and drama competitions to local events, sports and activities, and much more. Check it out today and see what MyLocalRadio.com has for you.
Come on, smile. Oh, honey, he's still not smiling.
Maybe he's not a smiler.
Yeah, maybe he's just not a happy baby.
Maybe he's just being a boy.
Or maybe he's teething.
Maybe it's just a phase.
Maybe he has autism, and we can definitely do something to help.
Maybe is all you need to find out more about autism. No big, joyful smiles by 6 months is one early sign. Learn the others at autismspeaks.org/signs. Brought to you by Autism Speaks and the Ad Council.
Caleb Burgraff joined here with Coach Cliff Garbett from the Soda Springs wrestling team. And Coach, the last tournament that you guys were at, another fairly successful tournament, it sounded like, for Soda. You did have some injuries that came from it, but you did have some good performances from some other wrestlers too. What were your thoughts on just the overall general performance of the kids?
Just that we're getting better each week. That's what I'm really looking for. Our younger kids, I had one kid get his first win over the weekend with Cade Ariano, and they're just continually getting a little bit better, and that's what we're looking for, just get a little bit better each week.
You look at some of the kids that did have really good performances. Devin Adams, probably the one that stands out the most, taking second in his pod over there at the Marsh Valley tournament. Is that something you expect from him, being a senior and also being one of the leaders on this team and one of the more experienced guys on the team?
Yeah, that's the one good thing about Devin is he's got good leadership and comes to work, practice every day, and just gives it his all, and he's eager to learn and get better, and that's what we ask of him.
In that room, you guys have had pretty good support from some of the other people in the community too. You said that this week or last week you had 4 coaches in the room all throughout the week. How much does it help you as a coach when you get that support from some of the volunteers that get to go in there and help out?
Oh, it helps a lot. More eyes and more experience in there to help these young guys improve on their skills, and that's what we're all about, just getting better and improving week to week.
Caleb Burgraff here with Coach Cliff Garbett from the Soda Springs wrestling team. And when you take a look at what's coming up for you guys, Malad's going to be the tournament this week. Another tough tournament. This one's going to be an elimination style bracket, so double elimination for the kids. First time that a lot of these kids will have been in that type of a situation now. You said one of the things that you were worried about going into the Marsh Valley tournament was getting them prepped and getting them ready for the matches and warmed up in time. Is that going to be something that you continue to work on in this tournament?
Yeah, I think we did a little better this week with Marsh Valley. You know, kids know when they were up and had a few matches ahead of them. So it was a little better in this style tournament format where they knew they were going to be wrestling and had some time to get themselves mentally focused and ready to go.
When you look at a 2-day tournament like this as well, how much does this prepare them for getting set for districts and getting set for the state tournament when you have to be there for long days and it's going to be continuous days and you have to pick it up in a day after that, the day after it, where you don't get that day off in between?
Yeah, it is tough. I mean, it's a sacrifice for a lot of these kids. You know, that's what we're trying to get them to understand, that they got to love what they're doing, because, you know, a lot of them want to be snowboarding and doing those kind of things, but it's something that you just got to get after and that you got to want, and it is long on coaches and athletes alike, but you just got to enjoy it and continue to get better with it all season and get after it.
Final thing for you, and we're going to be taking a break from these interviews with school going out, but you guys also get a little bit of a break from tournaments with nothing really going on during the Christmas break. How good is it for the kids to get that break, especially when you're trying to work with a young team and give them some time to recover from injuries that they've gotten, as well as some time to work on things that they found out that they need to work on from those first 3 tournaments you've been in?
Oh, it is good. It's good to give them a little break, and just about halfway through the season, so it gives them a nice break from the wrestling, lets them regroup, get all those injuries and stuff taken care of that they have, and just get focused up and ready to roll when we get back.
Coach, as always, thank you so much for the time, and we'll look forward to talking with you again when the new year rolls around and see where the kids are at.
All right, thank you.
Final wrap-up here coming up after this quick break on KBRV 800 The Bear and online at mylocalradio.com.
Whether or not you like winter, winter is upon us. There has never been a better time to convert to natural gas. Make this winter more comfortable and warm with a natural gas Lennox furnace from Reed's Plumbing and Heating in Soda Springs. The temperature outside doesn't matter. Keep your family cozy for years to come. For a new natural gas furnace, service on your existing furnace, or an in-home consultation, visit Reed's Plumbing and Heating today. 180 South 3rd East, next to the overpass. Reed's Plumbing and Heating. Natural gas worth asking for.
So when you get to the corner of Smith and Orchard, you're going to want to take a left.
You are not going to.
Then what you're
going
to do is turn onto Marcy Avenue.
Just broke up
and go past the first 3
she's
lights
happy
and then
about
take
it.
the next left.
I don't really
then drive
think
5
she's
more
happy,
blocks
but
and you should be
who
there.
am I to judge, right?
Park on the
Anyway,
right.
That's
I'll
what
see
I
you
heard
later
last
tonight.
night.
It's hard to concentrate on 2 things at once, like texting and driving. Stop the text, stop the wrecks. How will you stop texting and driving? Tell us at stoptextstopwrecks.org. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
One stop and get everything on your list. Gas, groceries, fresh deli items, lottery tickets, and all your fish and game licenses. Patterson Quick Stop in Soda Springs is locally owned and open 7 days a week. You can check the daily lunch specials every Monday through Friday on the Patterson Quick Stop Facebook page. When you need it quick, get it at Patterson Quick Stop in Soda Springs, 111 North Hooper. Go Cardinals!
It may be hard to believe, but people just like you are already saving money. FeedThePig.org makes it easy. Their simple savings plan teaches you how to start saving without going overboard. So you don't need to start foraging wild berries.
I was skeptical, but these are actually pretty good.
You don't need to sell your soul to the devil.
$15 is the best I can do.
You just need FeedThePig.org. Don't get left behind. Get tips and tools at FeedThePig.org. Brought to you by the American Institute of CPAs and the Ad Council.
Welcome back out into our final post-game wrap-up here at the home of American Falls and the Beavers as the Soda Springs Cardinals come away with a win 71-35 over the Beavers as they move to 4-2 on the season. They dropped the Beavers to 0-7 on the year so far. As we take a final look at what's coming up for us next week, we're going to be on the air again on Tuesday as the Cardinals will be taking on the Marsh Valley Eagles in one of their final games of the year before they go to the Parma tournament on the 28th. After that, the 23rd will bring Grace girls basketball back onto the air They'll be taking on Westside in that game at 6:40 with a 7 o'clock tip for the Grace Grizzlies and the Westside Pirates, a rematch of the first game of the year for those teams. I want to thank you for listening in to the Cardinal postgame show. The proceeding has been a sports broadcast and sports production of Old West Media Incorporated and Cook Brothers Broadcasting. No portion of this production can be used or rebroadcast without express written consent of Old West Media Incorporated. And tonight's executive producer is Val Cook. I'd also like to thank our sales team as well as our office manager Kim Miller and general manager Warren Cook. Thanks to all of our sponsors and to you for tuning in. Once again, final score from tonight's game, Soda Springs 71, American Falls 35. The Cardinals moving to 4-2 on the year. For tonight's videographer Ben Jacobson, I'm Caleb Burgraff saying, let's go Cardinals, let's go Caribou County.
We hope you have enjoyed this presentation of Caribou County basketball on KBRV The Bear and online at mylocalradio.com. Visit our website for a full schedule of upcoming games and for recaps of every game we have covered this year. Until next time we take to the air with Caribou County Sports, goodbye and good night.